Welcome into Upperman High School in Baxter, Tennessee, the site of this non-district baseball matchup between the visiting Station Camp Bison and the hosting Upperman Bees. I'm Noah McKay, thrilled to be back on the call here on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network, joining the Jeff P. Goolsby press box by my broadcast partner Jacob Vinson, Cameron Hughes producing things for us. And Jeff P.D. Goolsby is on stats to our right as well. Moments away from first pitch is Braden Wolke getting in his warm-up pitches on the mound. Let's get right to the Quick Cash Pawn starting lineups for the visiting Station Camp Bison, the winner with a record of 13 victories and 18 losses. Leading things off for the Bison tonight is the right fielder, Chris Adams. He'll be followed up by Jackson Miller. Caleb Hutzel bats third. Batting fourth is Noah Bellany. He'll be followed up by the pitcher/DH today, Trip Fowler. Batting sixth is the shortstop, Aiden Johnson. Batting seventh, the second baseman, Colin Gillespie. Batting eighth is the third baseman, Jack Hammond. And Stockton Smith, the center fielder, rounds out the order for the Bison. Their opponent on the other side is the Chicago kid. Braden Wolke gets the ball. And so far this season, this is his seventh appearance, his fifth start, a 3.33 ERA, a 2-2 overall record in 21 innings, 19 hits, 14 runs, 10 of them earned, with 14 walks and strikeouts each for Braden Wolke. Coverage of today's game is presented by Gentry's Power Equipment, your hometown steel and Exmark dealer. Jacob Vinson, how are you doing tonight, my friend?
We're doing well. It's another beautiful night for baseball. It's been absolutely perfect really all season long, and unfortunately for farmers and everybody else that needs water, it's not been great because it hasn't rained in forever, but it's been great for baseball because we've been able to get all the games in, and it's been great weather. And you mentioned Braden Wolke going on the mound, going up against another 9 AAA opponent, got White House this past Saturday. Good 4 innings there. He worked around 4 walks in that game and only allowed 2 runs. One of them was earned, had a couple of strikeouts, only gave up the 1 hit, so we'll see if he's able to replicate that performance and be a little bit more in the zone today against this Station Camp team.
Chris Adams going to lead things off for the Bison. It would not be the end of the regular season without Upperman and Station Camp getting together. They always have, it seems like the past several years, faced off in the final week or so of the regular season. Tradition continues tonight. Beautiful day for baseball here in Baxter, and we are underway as Braden Wolke delivers a first pitch fastball that misses upstairs for ball 1. Live on the main UCR YouTube channel and FHS Network today. We've shared it to the main Facebook page as well. Here comes the 1-0. That one misses low. I assume that's what Jacob just did, but I may be wrong. I mean, it is shared to the Facebook page. Upperman in their Stormtrooper whites, all white uniforms with the black numbers and letters. Station Camp the Road grays with maroon numbers and letters. 2-0 as Wolke tries to find the zone. Denton Huddleston gives the sign. And he misses again. 3 balls, no strikes from Wolke. And the walks, they have been an issue at times for Wolke this season, but he's been able to battle through them. You mentioned the game against White House, and right now he's behind of Chris Adams, 3 balls, no strikes. He'll get over with a strike on the fastball, 3-1, and for Upperman, it's been a good week so far. They wrapped up the regular season district title with the sweep over White County. Here comes the 3-1. This one sent up by Adams into left field, angling over is Rylan Case, and he makes the catch for out number 1.
Good job there by Case. Reads it perfectly off the bat, tails right into the glove out there and left. A good first down. A good job by Wolke as well. Went behind 3-0, gets a strike across, and then able to get another one in the zone to get a swing, and it's what he was able to do against White House on Saturday. Only allowed the 1 hit when he got into trouble, as when he had those walks come aboard, and they were able to facilitate some runs out of it.
Jackson Miller will climb in, and Station Camp, the overall record is what it is. They played a ton of close games. Miller's first pitch swinging sends this one up into center. Dalton Mathis ranges back and makes the catch. And a 1 pitch out for out number 2 gives Wolke a good start. 2 up, 2 down.
And offensively for the Bees, they got the bats finally going against White County earlier this week on Monday and Tuesday. Monday, just the 5 runs, 10 more runs on Tuesday. And Carson Troop, a big reason why. We'll get to his numbers coming up in the bottom part of the inning, but he is absolutely blistering the baseball right now.
Caleb Hutzel steps in for his first AB, misses upstairs, does Wolke 1-0, and Shoup does not start in the field today. He's the designated hitter. We'll go through the alignment if we can after this pitch for Braden Wolke. It may come in the second. Here comes the 1-0 to Hutzel. He'll wave and miss at that one. In the field today for the Bees, over at first is Jackson Green. Catching the balls in strikes is Denton Huddleston. Second baseman Chris Worsing, and over at third is Braden Green. Left fielder's Rylan Case. Out in right is Dawson Mullins, and Dalton Mathis, quarterback center, is that is a called strike, and it's 1-2. The delayed call. Buckle your seatbelts. As with 2 down, 9 pitches so far from Braden Wolke.
It's the first buckle of your seatbelts we've gotten.
Oh, I got a few in the chamber tonight. It's been a while since I've been on the headset. I'm glad to be back. Here comes the 1-2. Cold strike three. That one paints the black for Braden Wolke in a 1-2-3 inning for the right-hander Upperman B. We'll head to the bottom half in a scoreless ball game. Upperman Baseball is presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UC Media Network.
Gentry's Power Equipment is proud to be the presenting sponsor of Upperman Athletics on UCR.
Located at 755 Buffalo Valley Road in Cookeville, Gentry's Power Equipment is your local steel dealer. With a huge selection of outdoor power equipment, including chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, mowers, pressure washers, and more. They are your local one-stop shop for high-quality equipment. Locally owned and operated, Gentry's Power Equipment is proud to support Upperman Athletics and UCR. Mayberry's Furniture has been family-owned and operated since 1946 and is now serving the Upper Cumberland with locations in both Crossville and Cookeville, offering the largest array of solid wood furniture and mattresses in the area. They also provide a best price guarantee and in-house service and delivery. Stop into their 15,000 square foot showroom at 1020 South Willow Avenue in Cookeville to see their selection of Amish solid wood, flex steel, Tempur-Pedic, Sealy Posturepedic, and much more today. Mayberry's Furniture is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the high school football game of the week on the UCR Media Network.
We head to the bottom of one here on a beautiful evening for high school baseball in Baxter. 0-0, Trip Fowler, the big right-hander, gets the ball today for the Bison. He's going to face an Upperman lineup that bats 1 through 9 like this with the quick cash pawn starting 9. Leading things off is the third baseman, Braden Green. He'll be followed up by the second baseman, Chris Worsing. Carson shoots the DH. He bats third. It'll be cleaned up by the first baseman, Jackson Green. The pitcher, Braden Wolke, bats fifth. He'll be followed up by his catcher, Denton Huddleston. Batting seventh is the freshman right fielder, Dawson Mullins. The sophomore left fielder, Rylan Case, bats eighth. And the freshman shortstop, Andrew Hedrick, rounds out the 9 for West Shanks Upperman Bees. They beat Station Camp 3-1 last year and trying to make it 2 straight over the Bison and continue a strong week. It will continue tomorrow with the high school baseball game of the week presented by Mayberry's Furniture, a fun Upper Cumberland matchup as the Gordonsville Tigers come to town. Gordonsville has state championship aspirations in Class 1A. Upperman trying to defend their field as we have the latest outing for Trip Fowler.
It wasn't great. He didn't record an out his last time out. Hadn't pitched since April 3rd against the Green Wave. Is that Gallatin?
Probably Gallatin.
I could just have Green Wave here.
Gallatin or Midway. I'll say Gallatin.
So he did not record an out. He gave up no hits, but he did give up 4 runs. None of them earned and walked 2 batters in the process. He threw 18 pitches and only 7 were strikes in his last outing on April the 3rd.
That means the defense let down Trip Fowler around him. And a Station
Did
Camp
walk
team.
2 batters.
Station Camp, they've been really good, just like Upperman has been. Both of them have been mainstays in the state tournament. Both of them going through a changing of the guard a little bit, both in very different regions when you look ahead into the postseason. Upperman certainly has an opening to make some noise, especially by way of winning the district. They are in the catbird seat ahead of a new format in the District 7 3A tournament, which will get started next week, a format which is 10 billion times better than the old fake double elimination where you could lose a play-in game and then make the state tournament somehow. No longer the case in 7-3A. Braden Green going to lead things off as Upperman looks to strike first. First pitch fastball is called strike 1. Happy draft day to those who celebrate. Hopefully about an hour and a half. Jeremiah Love will be a Titan. Everybody loves draft day except Mike Vrabel. Rough day for him. Woo-wee. Comes the 0-1. Buddy, you are one of the most recognizable people in the world. Just audacious to be out in public like Mike Vrabel was. Vrabel fanboys real quiet today. 1-1 coming to Braden Green. I personally think it's hilarious. And Green sends this one fouled back, and it's 1-2. I haven't been able to rant about things for the past couple of weeks.
I was just going to let you go for a little bit.
We're going to have some fun today. Here comes the 1-2 home. Green sends this one right up the middle. Good job by Fowler to get it on a hop. He'll run over and flip to first in time for out number 1. Heads up thinking by Trip Fowler leads to the first out of his ball game.
That's a nice play there on the mound. It kind of rolling up on him right up the middle of the mound, and not an easy play to make, especially kind of going on that upslope. And he was able to stay in front, keep the glove down, and gets the first out of the inning.
Here's Chris Worsing looking to find his stride again. He's batting .267 in the last five games, which is by his standards not where he wants to be. It's still not bad by any stretch of the imagination as the first pitch misses outside for ball one. He still leads the team in average at .393 with 16 doubles and 14 runs batted in. He's also worked 14 walks.
And in the last 2 games, he has started to find that stride a little bit. Had a big hit on Monday night against White County. Did the same thing Tuesday night, a couple of them in there.
Worsing has the bat high above his right shoulder as Fowler delivers in. He'll send this one way up into the air, ranging back from second. Now he'll give way to his right fielder, who's under it, and makes the catch for out number 2. A good job in the field as Chris Adams is there, and it's 2 up, 2 down. The pitcher is controlling the first inning.
You mentioned it. These 2 teams are 2 solid baseball teams out of their respective districts. And in 9 AAA, it's a really solid district this year. Liberty Creek at the top, and then you got White House at number 2, and then Station Camp and Portland right behind. And kind of the seeds 2 through 5, 2 through 6 in that district, all pretty even competitively.
First pitch breaking ball, called strike 1, 0-1. Carson Shoup has been raking .692 in his last 5 games. His slugging percentage 1.077.
Yeah, that's solid.
That'll play. Is that one is a called strike at 0-2. Fowler working quickly, only at 8 pitches so far. 2 up, 2 down for him. Against 3 of the toughest hitters to get out in the order. Breaking ball misses low and outside, 1-2.
He's been able to mix in some good pitches, locate the fastball, and then get that breaking ball across the plate in multiple different spots. Try to get a chase there. Good layoff by Shoup. And the pitch that really gets him is the high and inside fastball.
Fowler with a long look in. Now he'll kick and deal a 1-2. That one outside for a ball, 2-2. Welcome sight. Shoup awaits. Fowler looking for one more pitch. Go take a seat in the dugout. Here's the 2-2. That one misses low and outside. We run full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. First full count of the game either way.
That's a good AB here for Shoup. Didn't like the first 2, been able to work it into a good count now and give himself a chance here with nobody on and 2 out.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. 12th pitch of the inning coming for Trip Fowler. He'll rise and fire, and Shoup sends this one on a ride into left field. It is well struck, and it will drop. Foul. Very close, but it just went maybe 3 feet into foul territory. And for Shoup, he's still so close. He has not been able to get one out of here. That one off the bat seemed like it had a chance, and it just kind of floated down in foul territory.
Kind of the same thing Tuesday night. He had a well-hit ball out to left field that got over the left fielder's head. It was well struck, but a couple of bounces to the wall. That time just a little bit out in front.
3-2 coming again to Shoup. Fowler delivers home, and he'll chop this one over towards third. Instead, shortstop fields it. Long throw, and it's airmailed over into foul territory, and Shoup will stay at first. And that's going to be an E6. A tough throw to make, but one that could have beat Shoup on the way to first. But Upperman has new life with 2 outs. Jackson Green as a runner at first.
Yeah, and they're probably, I imagine, going to get a runner on here for Carson Shoup as well. Looks like Brian Allen is going to come on to run. He kind of a little bit ginger right now, so they're going to keep him fresh coming up for the district tournament next week, but able to get on base again. That's why you didn't see him trying to take second base in the process there. He's not going to be super aggressive, so Brian Allen does come on to run. Heck, Brian Allen had a heck of a game on Saturday against White House at the plate, was able to get aboard 3 times in that game.
How about the game this dude had on Monday?
Oh, my goodness.
Jackson Green with maybe the best pitching performance of the year in the
100%.
Upper Cumberland at Sparta, as he will watch strike one across at 0-1.
Yeah, a battle of the 2 top teams in the district. You've got the number 1 seed on the line and just absolutely mowing down batters. And the only run that came across was a drop third strikeout.
0-1, and wave it. That one foul, tip it into the mitt, and it's 0-2. And we'll see what happens in the 7-3A tournament. But, man, you got to imagine all these other teams. I mean, it was the chance. This was the year. And yet, still, Upperman wins the district. Here comes the 0-2. That one misses upstairs. It tips off the glove, and Brian Allen says thank you very much. He'll go down to second, a late throw, no chance, and Upperman has a runner in scoring position.
Well, and not only that, now you're the number 1 seed, and you're taking on a team that has to win a play-in game just to get into and play you in a best-of-3 series. So they're already going to be down a pitcher, maybe 2, depending on how it goes.
It's the Thanos, I am inevitable again. 1-2 coming from Fowler home to Green, and that one will miss with the breaking ball 2-2. And if nothing else, Upperman's running that pitch count up a little bit here in these non-district matchups. You'd love to get into the bullpen. Already 17 in the frame after having just 8 through the first two batters.
I was just going to mention that 8 against Carson Shoup with a couple of strikes. He was trying to go for a quick inning, and they've been able to extend it.
2-2 coming. That one waved at and missed for Green, and Trip Fowler able to strand the runner in scoring position. We'll head to the second in Baxter, all tied up at 0. Upperman Baseball is presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Amonette's Eagle Auction and Realty is proud to present an online-only auction featuring an older home ready for the right investor. This 3-bedroom, 1.5-bathroom home sits on 1.26 acres with loads of potential. You can bid on this property at eagleauctions.com or call 931-526-5335 for more information. Bidding on this online-only auction ends April 25th at 10 a.m. Amonette's Eagle Auction and Realty is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Livingston Regional Hospital is Livingston's hometown hospital. Located at 315 Oak Street, Livingston Regional Hospital provides compassionate quality care for all patients from local people you can trust so you can count on them to treat you like family. Their excellent staff offers years of experience and training to meet the needs of all patients. They understand the importance of providing care in a professional and comforting manner. They're proud to partner with Livingston Academy Athletics through the LRH Sports Medicine team. Livingston Regional Hospital is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
4-5-6 due up for the Station Camp Bison here on the road in Baxter. Noah Bellany will lead them off against Braden Wolke. Around 78 miles an hour with a fastball in the first inning. Just threw 10 pitches. He had some good stuff, a couple of flyouts, and a strikeout looking to retire this side. We'll be looking for that to continue as both pitchers had a strong opening frame.
Yeah, both pitchers coming out here, and you mentioned here in these non-district games, you want to try to get into the bullpen, try to get those bats going a little bit, but these kind of number 3 guys is what they're considered right now here in the third matchup of the week for both these sides. Have been thrown it well early on, and both these teams, mentioned Station Camp, they split a couple of a really good win against Liberty Creek in their first game this week, and 1-0, and then lost the second matchup, or it could have been flipped around. Either way, they split against Liberty Creek, a very good Liberty Creek squad, and Upperman coming in on a 2-game winning streak as they're trying to start a winning streak going now into that district tournament next week.
First pitch in to Bellany is a called strike. And for Upperman, they're hoping this year is a little reminiscent to a couple of years ago. It's the 0-1 coming home. This one sent up into the air, and I'm talking about in script is ranging over into foul territory is Green, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. Remember that year they kind of hovered around 500 really the entire season. The schedule was different, but they couldn't quite get rolling. And then late in the year, all of a sudden, they started to find their stride, and they found themselves in a very competitive sub-state series at the end, one where they got screwed. And so they're hoping that the script goes similar of getting on a run. They win the 2 games in the district. They have this game today, then tomorrow with a very good Gordonsville team before District 7 3A play starts. And they're hoping for a little repeat of history, at least at the start, as they'll say Fowler did offer at it with the check swing from Wolke.
Yeah, that was, of course, the schedule a couple of years ago, coming off of the season where you make the state championship game and lose it against Greenville. It's a really good breaking ball
he
there.
pulled the string on that one. Waved at and missed 0-2. By the way, on the SK Creation scoreboard, Cookeville leads White County 7-1.
KJ Anderson hit an absolute nuke, according to Goose, in that game.
Goose is there tonight as the 0-2. That one misses low and outside, 1-2. When Jackson Green's throwing the way he is, and if Chris Worthing can find his groove, he got the win on Tuesday, they're going to have a chance against anybody because you just have to win the first 2. And Wolke right there behind, he's throwing well early on, the 1-2. That one's called a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out here in the second.
Yeah, and you feel like you've got enough guys who can go maybe a couple of innings even behind that if you need them too, or you can bring in some spot hitting guys.
Here comes the 2-2. This one rolled over. Hedrick ranges up from short. He's been really good there. Throws over in time for out number 2.
Yeah, I've been super impressed with him. He's kind of been all over the infield and the outfield so far this season. Majority of the time spent at third base. He's been able to move to that shortstop position with Chris Worthing back over at second, and Dawson Mullins now into right field with Wolke on the mound. So he is really kind of taken the role there at that shortstop position and has really played well.
And why do we say this was the year? Well, because of all the freshmen who are obviously very talented this year, Upperman getting a couple of heavy hitters back next year who will be upperclassmen. All these freshmen will be sophomore, and this middle school team is a wagon. They beat Prescott tonight 23-0.
They'll play.
Yeah, they're just murdering teams, as the 1-0 misses upstairs is 2-0. They are 19-1. Of course, were great last year with all these freshmen. Great again this year. This was probably the time. Here comes the 2-0 to Aiden Johnson. The shortstop awaits. Wolke delivers. That's a good bounce-back pitch for strike one. Let us know in the comments who you are, where you're watching from, who you're cheering for if you're watching on YouTube tonight. Maybe split screen with the draft. They get started in about 36 minutes. We'll keep you updated. We'll tell you who gets picked.
Good to see Fernando Mendoza. Maybe a few other Hoosiers up there. I don't know where that one missed. That looked pretty good.
It was a good pitch from Braden Wolke for ball 3-1. And you'll know if Jeremiah Love gets drafted by the Titans. I can promise you that. Here comes the 3-1. This one is hit hard in left, but an atom ball. Rylan Case sizes it up and makes the catch. Braden Wolke 6 up, 6 down. We head to the bottom half in a scoreless ball game presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Watson Chevrolet is proud to present the area's best selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Watson Chevy's staff of experts are ready to get you into your next vehicle with unmatched service and knowledge. Stop in at 2350 Cookeville Highway and get your vehicle serviced by their highly trained professionals. Right now, you can save money on oil changes, regular maintenance, and battery installation. And remember, don't buy till you see Jason Fye. Watson Chevy is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the UCR Media Network.
At the Quality family, we believe care isn't just a service, it's a promise.
Whether you're bouncing back from surgery, navigating a serious illness, or need essential equipment to stay independent,
We provide skilled home health, compassionate hospice, and reliable DME services right where you need them most. At home.
covering communities in Kentucky and Tennessee, we're in your corner.
The Quality family. Trusted care right where life happens.
Braden Wolke's dealing on one end, and he's going to lead off the bottom of the second on the other. 5-6-7 due up for the Bees. Trip Fowler will look to match. Wolke just 21 pitches through 2 innings of scoreless baseball, and him building some confidence on the mound would be a welcome sight for this Upperman team. Wolke will be followed up by Huddleston and Mullins here in the second.
And Wolke, another one of these guys that's been swinging a fairly good bat, 3 hits over these last 4 games, and so he's going to try to continue that trend here as well. And you mentioned it kind of similar to this the team a couple of years ago where they started to find their stride late in the season. It seems like this team has kind of done that. They had that little lull last week where they lost a few games in a row with that Coffee County Stone and then White House, but have found it here now against White County in a couple of games. Going to try to continue now against 2 tough opponents tonight in Station Camp and then tomorrow in Gordonsville. And we'll see what they can do going into that district tournament, trying to go on a run. And then the region changes this year as well. Obviously, Watertown, a very good baseball team on the other side, but you already have a win against Central Magnet, and you may not even play them in a region tournament. It could be a Macon County or even somebody else out of that other region or district,
They played DeKalb County. Obviously, they beat them. They've not played Macon County, but obviously a lot of familiarity.
Maybe a scrimmage.
As that one's waved at and missed for strike one from Braden Wolke. And Fowler, he threw well. He was 2 up, 2 down relatively cleanly, and then an error allowed Carson Shoup to reach first. He bounced back with a strikeout, and he goes back to work here in the second. Wolke rolls this one over towards first. Shouldn't be trouble, but it is. Get right under the glove. Another error, the second of the game, and Wolke going to pull into second safely, and I didn't mean to jinx the young man, but I did. That one just went right under the glove for an E3.
I mean, it definitely was going to have a lot of spin on it, but it absolutely should have been fielded. But then even then, it was being backed up by the second baseman, and he wasn't able to cut it off. It wasn't super hard hit, but it turns into 2 bags for Wolke, who gets into second base, and you'll have a courtesy runner on for him as well.
Maddox Barnes going to come on and run for him, and that one may be an all-timer announcer. I mean, that was just.
Does that count as the bad beat for SVP?
Holy smokes! I mean, I was right.
That was,
and even as a former first baseman, I know better than to say that, but that was ate him up.
That's about as routine as you get right there.
You don't even have the sun excuse. It is a problem for everybody on the right side of this field right now as it sets over our shoulder to our left here in the press box. But now Denton Huddleston could break the scoreless tie with a runner at second and nobody out here in the second. He's going to show bunt, pulls back as that one is across for a strike. And for Fowler, he's thinking, not again. We talked about the last outing. By the way, that was nowhere close to the strike zone, just for the record. But he's thinking, I got unearned runs against me the last time out, and
hadn't thrown for a while since then either. So obviously he's got that in the back of his mind a little bit.
Here comes the 0-1 as Huddleston shows bunt again, and this one going to be tipped back 0-2. We have seen Upperman play a ton of small ball. More small ball this year than any year in the West Shanks era. But now at 0-2, Huddleston probably going to have to swing away. Emphasis on probably. We've seen others at times this year. You can see the right side of the infield kind of shading their eyes with the sun beating down on them. Here's the 0-2 to Huddleston. That one misses low.
Yeah, especially with this later start time, the 6 o'clock start time. The sun gets a little bit lower, and it makes it really difficult. First baseman shielding his high second base and right field, going to be battling it for especially the good first half of this ball game.
Fowler wanted a certain pitch, said no to the first, yes to the second. Here's the 1-2 to Huddleston. Goes chasing the letter high fastball, able to tip it back, and those who park behind the press box going to check the windshields.
We had fun at White County on Monday night, didn't we, Cameron?
Did Cameron park down the right first
scared,
base line?
Well, he did, but not far enough down.
No, you can't park there. Park behind the bathroom over by the playground if you're at White County. Here comes the 1-2. Huddleston will rip this one. If it's fair, it's extra bases, but it's foul.
Yeah, he hit it hard over the first base bag, but just drifts into foul territory by a couple of feet. And a couple of those already here in this game. One from Carson Troop there from Huddleston. Just kind of one hit away from getting that first run across.
An error put the leadoff hitter Wolke at second. His runner Maddox Barnes is there now. Barnes, we may see him tomorrow at some point. You could see him later in this game. Here comes the 1-2. Huddleston sends this one again up in the air out of play. Good battle developing here between Fowler and Denton Huddleston.
It'll be interesting to see kind of how Coach Shanks uses the pitching. I believe their district tournament is supposed to start on Tuesday, and that's not set in stone yet before they have their meeting. But
which one being their series could start Wednesday after the play-in game, who they'll get the winner of. Here comes the 1-2. Looking for that big breaking ball, doesn't fall off the table, and count evens up at 2.
You could see a Dawson Mullins come in there today as well, or tomorrow. We've got a few different guys you can go to, especially when you only use 2 Monday and Tuesday.
Barnes takes his lead. Here's the 2-2 from Fowler, and Huddleston comes up empty on the letter high fastball. It's the second punch out for Trip Fowler, and it'll bring up the aforementioned Dawson Mullins.
That's a big strikeout there, but a good AB there for Huddleston in the fact that he's been working these pitches and getting that pitch count up. You mentioned it. Fowler worked a quick couple of outs in the first inning. Now he's up to 28 pitches so far here in inning number 2.
Couple of looks back for Fowler. First pitch into Mullins. Strike 1. So Fowler, he hasn't a lot of hits so far. The one error, a little bit more understandable. A long throw across the infield. The one in this inning does not feel good. No. He's trying to work around it. Here comes the 0-1. As that one dips low and outside, 1-1, but that's baseball. Going to find a way to battle back, and it's exactly what Fowler's trying to do here against the lower third of the Upperman order.
Yeah, he was able to get that first out on the strikeout, and now working against Dawson Mullins, who's been swinging a fairly good bat.
The 1-1 to Mullins. Again, low and outside, 2-1, and appreciate our guy Randy in the comments. Good to be back. Tim also commented. Thanks, Dr. J. Dr. J, Professor McKay. That's
love it.
The nicknames. They've stuck a little bit. I like it. Here comes the 2-1.
I don't exactly know how we got those titles.
I think it was Randy who gave it to us in the comments.
Right, but what did we do to earn those titles?
It's a great question.
I can promise I ain't no doctor.
And I'm definitely not a professor. That's for sure. Here comes the 2-2. Mullins goes big game hunting after that one. Sends it way up into the air in foul territory. A run, but no chance to get there out in right as Chris Adams gave it a look. Expansive foul territory here in Baxter. It's 325 to the poles, 375 to dead center, 345 in the gaps. It plays as the biggest park in the Upper Cumberland.
Now, they are sweet nicknames. I love them.
Oh, I love it. It's great.
I don't know that I live up to the nickname.
Don't put yourself down. All right. You could be a doctor if you wanted to be.
Of what?
Can't answer that on air. Here comes the 2-2. Mullins rips this one right back up the middle for a base hit. Center fielder on it quickly as Barnes is held up over at third. The throw gets away from the catcher, takes a big bounce off the backstop. Everybody's safe. The throw in from center came in a hurry. It's going to be a single for Mullins, and then advancing on the third error of the game for Station Camp, I have to imagine is how Petey will score that one, but we'll see. Hitting an error, and it's 1-0 for Upperman.
Well, and Fowler didn't help himself at all there because he didn't back up the throw. If he's behind home plate like he's supposed to be, then he could have probably at least tried to cut down the run or at least not even allowed Barnes to try to score from third base. But smart base running there. You throw the brakes on. A fairly good throw in from center field. Gets away from the catcher, but Fowler not backing it up and allows the run to score easily.
First pitch into Rylan Case as he tries to get the bunt down, but
he would have had a single, too.
Yeah, first baseman was way off that one.
First baseman had no clue what was going on.
Mullins over at second after the single and advancing on the error. Third error of the game already for Station Camp, and Upperman has brought a run in because of it. Another unearned run charged to trip Fowler on the mound. Now the Bees will be looking for more. Infield crashing in over at first this time as Case shows bunt early. Now pulls back, little hit and run. The transfer from the catcher wasn't clean, but the throw was tremendous. Did he get him? No.
The glove came off the hand.
The glove came off the hand. If it didn't, that may have been an out. It was a sensational throw from Hutzel behind the dish, but diving in safely is Dawson Mullins on the stolen base.
Yeah, he couldn't really get it out cleanly, but then he put it in the perfect spot, and it looked like the tag was there, but then the glove pops off.
Rylan Case climbs in again here. 1 ball, 1 strike to him. That's a pretty good pitch. In the inside corner, 1-2. Case out of the 8 hole with a runner 90 feet away. The 1-2 from Fowler, breaking ball. He'll send this one on the ground over to the third, and it eats him up again. Everybody's safe. Another error. It is the 4th error for Station Camp in the first inning and a third. And it's 2-0 Upperman.
Wow, and you would have had a chance to get Dawson Mullins at home as well if you're able to charge on and make a good throw. Would have been a tough play no matter what. If you choose to go to first, you're able to get the out there, but you can't get the glove. And already 4 errors early on here against the Bees.
And I think that could have been why the error happens, because he's trying to come
Speed
home
it
in
up a
a
little
hurry,
bit.
and it sped him up. But Case does his job, puts it in play. We'll see if he's moving. Upperman been aggressive on the base paths early. A big lead for him. He'll stay for now as Hedrick shows bunt and pulls away on the first pitch ball.
And when you've already shown that you have a propensity to make some of these errors, then they're going to keep trying to put it in play and test your defense.
Hedrick shows bunt again, a pretty good one. Right back to Fowler. He fields cleanly. Only 1 throw to make. It's to first. And they'll get the out as the sacrifice does the job for Hedrick and moves the runner over. And it'll flip the lineup over for Braden Green as Rylan Case goes into scoring position. Now 2 outs in the inning.
Yeah, good job there by Hedrick. You get the runner into scoring position. Hedrick's got a good amount of speed, and now you bring Braden Green to the plate, who he's absolutely able to drive him in, even in this leadoff spot.
Green grounded out. He blistered it right back up the middle, and Fowler was able to get it on its way past and throw over to first in time for the game's first out. Fowler delivers in. That one bounces, a good block behind the dish to hold the runner, Case, who's got plenty of speed. Anything into the outfield, it's going to be 3-0.
Playing Green pretty much straight up, and that's because he can kind of spray it through all parts of the field.
A glance back, now the 1-0 from Fowler to Green. That one misses upstairs, and it's 2-0. And you better find a way to get an out with Worsing and Shoup looming behind.
Yeah.
Upperman trying to capitalize on 4 errors, 3 in the inning for Station Camp. All in the infield. Couple of looks back, nobody holding Case. Here comes the 2-0, and that one misses outside. 3 balls, no strikes, and now the pitch count becomes an issue.
Yep.
43 pitches for Fowler through an inning and 2/3.
Well, and his last outing was a relief appearance that he didn't even record an out in, so it just hurts you mentally, and especially when it starts off the inning with an easy ground ball to the right side of the infield that turns into 2 bases, and then obviously that run comes home to score.
Base is empty, but there's a monster on deck as Fowler trying to find a way to throw a strike. Here's the 3-0. That one's right down Main Street, 3-1. Case with a healthy lead. Nobody holding him, so he can get off that bag at second. Shortstop kind of faking that way slightly. Here's the 3-1 to Green, and that one it misses inside. It's a Nick's Restaurant walk. First of the game issued by Fowler, who's definitely got to be frustrated out there on the mound. Runners at first and second for that man. Here comes Chris Worsing. He flew out in his first appearance, but he's trying to give Upperman a significant lead here in the bottom of the second.
Chris Worsing been hitting a lot more fly balls here this year as well. He'd love to get a big fly here in this one with 2 runners on. Bees haven't had one yet this year.
Talked about looking to build his confidence. This is a spot where you could do so if you're Chris Worsing. As Fowler trying to get one more out here. First pitch swinging. This one hit hard and gets grabbed at short. It's a really nice job. Hasn't been a clean inning in the field, but that time no problem for Aiden Johnson to retire the side. Upperman strikes 2 runs on 1 hit. 3 errors in the field. We'll head to the third in a 2-0 ball game. Jacob Vinson will have the action on the other side. Coverage presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
At the Quality family, we believe care isn't just a service, it's a promise.
Whether you're bouncing back from surgery, navigating a serious illness, or need essential equipment to stay independent,
We provide skilled home health, compassionate hospice, and reliable DME services right where you need them most. At home.
covering communities in Kentucky and Tennessee, we're in your corner.
The Quality family. Trusted care right where life happens.
Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing is proud to support student athletes and athletic departments throughout the Upper Cumberland. They are also proud to sponsor Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing's Player of the Game on this broadcast. From trophies to t-shirts, they can do it all. Be sure to stop by and see them at 120 Circle Drive in Allgood or give them a call at 931-537-9559. Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
2-0 lead for the Upperman Bees as we get going here in inning number 3. Station Camp coming back to the plate. 7, 8, 9 due up for him. Colin Gillespie, Jack Hammond, and Stockton Smith against Braden Wolke on the mound, who has worked the minimum through the first 2 innings of action so far. He's been really solid. He's got 1 strikeout, but pitching to contact early on. A lot of flyouts from the Station Camp team through the first 6 batters.
Yeah, the story's been the defenses so far. Upperman's defense has made the plays in front of them. Station Camp's has not. 4 errors, 2 runs. Just 1 hit combined so far in this game. Both pitchers have been pretty good, but Upperman's defense has been better. It's why they lead. We've got a long way to go in this one as we head towards the middle frames.
So the second baseman, Gillespie, will lead it off here in inning number 3. A 2-0 lead for the Bees. Again, only the 1 hit so far, but the 4 errors in the field have proved costly for Station Camp. First pitch from Wolke. That one misses inside, and it's 1-0 here to Gillespie. In the top of the third, another beautiful night for baseball. Not a cloud in the sky. The breeze has died down. It was blowing out towards right field early on, and now there's pretty much nothing out there. And it's 2-0 here to Gillespie.
Well, we look ahead to the postseason because obviously it's right around the corner. One of the biggest X factors for this Upperman team is going to be Braden Wolke. And remember last year, of course, totally different arms at the top of the rotation. You had Juju, you had Alec Wilson at the top, but Braden Wolke was called upon at one point in a huge game, and he delivered in a big spot. And you wonder how much confidence that's going to give him as there's ball 3 right down the middle at 3-0.
That one hit
I'm
the
just
dirt.
being a hater. Huddleston kicked it up. But Braden Wolke is going to be a key piece. And if you get into a winner-take-all game 3, which happens, he's probably the one who's going to get the ball in that game.
At 3-0, called strike in the inside corner. There you go, Noah. There's your get back. 3-1 here to Gillespie. And the pitch from Wolke. That one does dip down low. It's ball 4, and the first base runner of the ball game is Colin Gillespie for the Station Camp Bison. That's the one thing Wolke struggled with on Saturday in his 4 innings at White House. really pitched well. Only allowed 1 hit, couple of runs, only 1 was earned, but had 4 walks and a couple of strikeouts. Jack Hammond, the third baseman, will step to the plate now with a runner at first and nobody out. First base runner of the game for the Bison here in inning number 3.
Upperman didn't capitalize to the level they could. The damage relatively limited with how that inning started, just 2 across. Station Camp very much alive in this one.
I want to miss upstairs from Wilkie as he's now kind of lost the zone a little bit here in these first couple of batters. Mentioned we could see a couple of other guys here in this game. Obviously, they've got a game tomorrow night against Gordonsville as well here in Baxter, but you could see in Maddox Barnes maybe start tomorrow, or a Dawson Mullins. You could see either of them tonight.
Andrew Hedrick.
You could see Andrew Hedrick on the mound as well. You could see a Denton Huddleston. You got a bunch of different guys they could go to at some point in this game or tomorrow. Trying to keep everybody fresh for the district tournament coming up next week. Here's the 1-0. And that one right there for strike 1 from Wolke. He needed that one.
I do think there's some value, though, if you could get a long outing out of Braden Wolke. He hasn't really done that. Can you get a 6-inning performance out of Braden Wolke and just kind of solidify himself in this third spot in the rotation? You want to get guys work, but that could be very valuable mentally for Braden.
The 1-1 from Wolke is on the way. That one swung on and popped up in the infield. Right side, Green is underneath it, and he has it for out number 1. So Jackson Green playing first base tonight makes the catch on that right side of the infield for the first down. It keeps Gillespie over at first, and the center fielder Stockton Smith will now step to the plate. He's the 9 batter in the lineup for the Bison before it flips back over to the top for Chris Adams.
Petey got himself a new radar gun.
Where'd that one come from?
New old radar gun.
I was going to say, that one, they still got the other one up there. Ooh, big swing and a miss there on the breaking ball. Goose out covering Cookeville and White County baseball tonight. 9-1 the lead for the Cavaliers in inning number 3.
That team can score in a hurry.
There's a pitch out, and they got him off the bag at first, but the throw a little bit offline. He's able to get back in safely and misses outside. The count evens up at 1 apiece. Yeah, the high school baseball game of the week that we did a couple of weeks ago between Cookeville and Warren County was one of the most
when they scored 82 runs
amazing thing, and you're not far off.
It was insane.
It was 17 in 1 inning. They won 19-3. Popped up again. That'll be sent out of play, and it's 1-2 here on Smith.
Wolke's had a lot of success with those high fastballs right now, and Station Camp, there's not much you can do with them anyway. If you barrel it up, you could get a line drive out of it, but they're coming up underneath, and it's leading to these flyouts that he talked about at the beginning of the inning. You already saw one in this frame, another one nearly there.
Yeah, one time through the lineup, through the first 8 batters, he's gotten 5 flyouts or pop-outs. 1-2 here to the batter and Smith. Wolke delivers, and that one just kind of waved at. It's in foul territory, giving Chase's Huddleston. He's going to run out of room as that one bounces off the concrete in the stands and out of play and remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I'm going to need some better hands out of the crowd. There was a lot of dodging there, not enough catching. Come on.
Looked like the elder Huddleston down there.
We gotta set the example. Get ready for it. Stay ready. Easy for me to say with the protection of a roof.
Right. 1-2 here to Smith. Wolke out of the stretch. He'll check over. It's a pretty good move. Back in safely over at first is Colin Gillespie. He let it off with the walk.
That's exactly what I was. That was a great move. I mean, flip around in a right-handed pitcher. If he would have been leaning the other way, that's out number 2.
Wolke looks in. He's got the sign and delivers. Left side and foul just down the line past third base. Everybody will reset. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Stockton Smith. We had Matthew Swallows on the mound the other night for the high school baseball game of the week for Watertown. He was a lefty, and he had this kind of interesting, kind of unique style where when he would come set, his right foot is kind of back. So when he'd come up, it looks like he's going to the plate, but he could come over at you on first. He picked off 2 different guys doing that. This one grounded foul again. Good battle brewing here for Stockton Smith.
And he's doing what he needs to do and running the pitch count up for Wolke. He was cruising through the first 2. He's still got plenty in his back pocket, but up to 36. A little bit more on the pace that Station Camp wants him to be at.
Jackson Green go all 7 Monday night. Chris Worsing goes all 7 on Tuesday. Runner on first here with one out in the bottom part of the lineup for the Bison, trying to get something going against Wolke. The 1-2 on the way again and popped up again. We'll do it once more. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes, and we're out of baseballs. We need more.
I think at this point, if you're Wolke at 1-2, throw that thing
In the
chin
dirt.
high. No, chin high.
That's fine.
Because
yeah.
he keeps hitting it where he can't hit it because he swung every time that it's been up in the zone, letter high now. That one was just right in the middle of the letters. Put it chin high and see if you can get the swing and miss through.
5 straight foul balls. This will be the 8th pitch of the AB, and it's 1-2. Wolke delivers. He does it again. We will do it again.
Again, letter high. Just bring it up a little bit further and see if you can get the swing through because he is very much in swing mode. You got to credit him. He is fouling off pitch after pitch that he really can't do much else with. But for Wolke,
Oh, if
bring
I
it a
don't
little bit
just
higher and see what happens.
rip off a breaking ball in the dirt.
You risk you getting away and a runner going in scoring position if you do that.
1-2. There's the breaking ball right down Broadway, strike 3. It froze him, and the second strikeout of the day for Braden Wolke. It's the second out of the inning.
Oh, he may have been thinking that chin-high fastball was coming. That's where that breaking ball started, and he laid off, and all of a sudden it was in the middle of the zone. That is a nasty pitch for Braden Wolke.
So 2 gone now. Runner at first. Here comes Chris Adams, the leadoff man. He's the right fielder for the Bison. He flew out to left his first time up on a tailing line drive that found the mitt of Ryland Case, who is out in left field today. Runner goes. This one popped up and sent up and out of play, and it's 0-1, and Gillespie will have to make his way back to first base. Bison haven't really tested or had the chance to test Huddleston behind the plate just yet, just because each time they have, it's been fouled off. So Huddleston going to have to be ready with an 0-1 count and 2 gone in the inning. Gillespie over at first, led it off with the walk here in the inning, but back-to-back outs and a pop-out and a backwards K for Braden Wolke. Long look in for Wolke. He now delivers another breaking ball, and it's a great one across for strike 2.
Yeah, that's nasty. If he's able to control that breaking ball the way he has in this inning, it is a huge, huge deal for his arsenal moving into the postseason.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the inning here on the top of the third, and a 2-0 lead for the Bees. Trying to bring the bats back to the plate. Wolke out of the stretch, brings it home. Sent out to left field yet again. Case underneath it. And he's got it for out number 3. Wolke strands a runner at first on the walk. It's the first runner stranded in the ball game for the Bison. The Bees lead 2-0 heading to the bottom of 3. You're watching Upperman Baseball presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Sonia Brown is a full-service realtor and is licensed across the state of Tennessee, listing and selling residential and multifamily, land and farms, commercial and industrial properties. Sonia handles the sale from start to closing and beyond. Let her put her 30-plus years of experience to work for you. Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate has been supporting student-athletes in the Upper Cumberland since 1990. You can reach Sonia Brown at 931-979-7145. Sonia Brown, Realtor with American Way Real Estate, is proud to support this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Are you looking for the best dining experience in the Upper Cumberland? Visit Fire and Vine in Cookeville's historic West Side. Fire and Vine offers great service and a unique menu, including mouth-watering deep dish pizza, delectable beef, chicken, fish, and more. Take in stunning views from the rooftop while enjoying your meal. Come and experience the charm and flavor of Fire and Vine, your new favorite spot for a memorable dining experience. Fire and Vine is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
2-0 lead for the Bees. They're back to the plate here in inning number 3. 3, 4, and 5 due up for them. Carson Shoup, Jackson Green, and Braden Wolke here in the inning. No, it's going to be Brian Allen in the spot of Carson Shoup. So Shoup gets 1 AB. He reached on an error, and then Brian Allen came on to run for him. Allen will enter here in his spot to bat as well, and he'll lead it off. And Allen, he batted against Whitehouse a couple of days ago on Saturday and really saw the ball well and swung it well on Saturday in that ball game. He was the DH in that game. He reached 3 times on a couple of walks and a single, and he scored 2 runs. So we'll see what he can do here to lead it off here in inning number 3, already with a 2-0 lead against Trip Fowler on the mound. Fowler trying to work around the 4 errors in the field. 3 of them coming in that last inning, inducing the 2 runs for the Bees. Bees only have 1 hit. And the first pitch to Allen will miss outside, 1-0.
And Brian Allen just gives Wes Shanks another option Can play some more matchups off the bench. What he hits well versus what somebody else hits well. You get late in a have-to-have-it game as this one's popped up.
Gonna sawed him off into foul territory over there. The first baseman, he will make the grab. That time it's Jackson Miller on the catch, and there's one down. That'll bring Jackson Green to the plate. His second AB, struck out his first time up. Nobody on and one out here in inning number 3. I'm Jacob Vincent, Noel McKay. Cameron Hughes is on camera today. We'll be back with you tomorrow night for the high school baseball game of the week presented by Mayberry's Furniture as the Bees welcome in the Gordonsville Tigers. One of the best teams in the 1A classification. That one, a called strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1.
Talk about 1-2 punches. Colton Bennett, Jay Foster on the mound. That's going to give him a chance against anybody in Class 1A. Colton Bennett showed it in state tournament. Oh, my goodness.
He
just
was
mowing through people. He has the strikeout stuff for days.
Bouncer back up the middle. Going to be a tough play. Over to it, the shortstop. The throw up the line, off the bag, and safe is Green at first as the throw took him off the line. It's another error in the field as Jackson Green is able to reach.
And if the throw's there, it's an out. And it's just, we talk about hitting is contagious, and it is. Sometimes mistakes in the field can be contagious, and it's just everything seems a little bit rushed for Station Camp, and those errors really, 5 and 2 1/3 it's just not acceptable, I'm sure. And I'm sure they're talking about it over in that dugout.
Oh, another one for Johnson there at short as well. Check to Green. Ooh. He is just back in safely.
Need to dive back in there.
Braden Wilkie's at the plate. He reached his first time on an error. He was run for by Maddox Barnes, who came around to score for him. Green over at first and 1 out. The pitch from Fowler is upstairs, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Lower 80s for Fowler on the mound, the tall righty.
52 pitches now. That's starting to tick up, especially for guys who aren't one of the top 2 starters in the rotation. How long is that leash? And it's not been his fault. He's allowed 1 hit so far. He should be at 40 pitches through this inning clean, but not the case.
That one misses, and it's ball 3. He has not issued a walk. I beg your pardon, he's issued 1 walk so far. That was to Braden Green back in the second inning. Jackson Green takes his lead at first in the 3-0. That is ball 4, and Braden Wilkie works his second time aboard. So it's a Nick's Restaurant walk for Braden Wilkie. Runners at first and second now, and Denton Huddleston will come to the plate. Maddox Barnes needs a helmet. Or is he coming on? Is he? Yes. He's in the dugout. Now he puts a helmet on. And I think he's staying there.
And now Shanks just realized it. And he looked and saw the dugout and flipped around. There he goes.
Took him a second. Now Braden Wilkie will come off. Maddox Barnes comes on.
Should have had the camera on Coach Shanks. He turned around, wait, flipped back around, his hands up.
So Maddox Barnes comes on to run for Wilkie in the courtesy runner position. Green up to second base. Runners at first and second now for Denton Huddleston, who's batting in the 6th spot today. He's been in the cleanup spot for the last bit. And that one fouled back into the fence, 0-1. Been one of the best hitters in district play so far this season for the Bees. He's been able to get some big-time hits, none bigger than against Stone Memorial a couple of weeks ago on the road in Crossville. Plated a couple of runs in the top half of the 7th of that game to win it 6-5. Bunt shown. It's put down. Push third base side, but just foul. And it's 0-2. So now Huddleston, he was bunting his first time up as well with the runners on.
It's tough for me to take the bat out of Denton Huddleston's hands. He just swings it so well, especially with 1 out already. If no outs, I can kind of get there, but with 1 out, because you're got to leg that out or else you're 2 on with 2 out, and all you got to do if you're Fowler is pay all attention to home plate.
0-2 on the way. Huddleston off the end of the bat, left side. Johnson gloves, flips to second. The turn to first is in time. It's a 6-4-3 inning-ending double play for the Bison in the field. We head to inning number 4. You're watching Upperman Baseball, presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network. The Crouch team with Highlands Elite Real Estate proudly presents this 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home on 9 acres. Enjoy countryside living from your covered front porch, screened-in back porch, or fenced backyard.
This home features functionality with lots of natural light. For more information, visit chadandamycrouch.com or call 931-979-1191. The Crouch team with Highlands Elite Real Estate is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Turfmasters Landscape Management has been serving the Upper Cumberland since 1996. They offer a variety of services, including lawn maintenance, landscape design and installation, landscape lighting, irrigation systems, and more. They also provide snow and ice removal during the cold winter months. For more information, contact Matt Wilson at 931-261-1587 today. Turfmasters Landscape Management is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
2-0 through 3 here in Baxter. We start inning number 4. The Bees back out in the field, taking on 2, 3, and 4 in the lineup for the Bison. Jackson Miller, Caleb Hutzel, and Noah Bellany to the plates here in inning number 4 against Braden Wolke on the mound. He's allowed just one base runner through 3 innings of work so far. It was a walk to Colin Gillespie, and he was stranded over at first base. He led off the inning with the walk in the 3rd, and then a pop-out, strikeout, and a fly-out to get out of the inning. Braden Wolke has been nailed so far through these first 3.
I like that. Been nailed so far. I just stash little things that you say when you're on play-by-play, Jacob. He's been nails. Add that one to the Rolodex. That's why they call you Dr. J.
There we go. I'll take it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's had really good stuff so far, but he's going to have to continue to because it's just a 2-0 game. It feels like Upperman's winning in a blowout right now, but they're not. 5 errors the other way, but only 1 base hit for the Bees as a team. So they're going to need Wolke to continue to have good stuff and give the bats more opportunities to space out this lead.
So Jackson Miller steps in, flew out to center his first time up. Pretty well hit ball. He bounces this one back up the middle. Hedrick over to his left, bounces out of the mitt. Yeah, I think that was pretty tough. That's going to be a single to lead it off, and it's the first hit of the ball game for the Bison.
And it hit right where the grass turns to dirt, and that just pushed it forward, and it went underneath where Hedrick had the glove out. There's really nothing Andrew Hedrick can do with that outside of being lucky and it bouncing into him as opposed to the glove. It's a tough spot for a shortstop to be in, and there goes the no-hitter. We weren't going to talk about it, but through 3, it started to become a little factor in your mind.
Well, it's the second straight time the leadoff batter has been aboard for the Bison. A pretty good lead over at first, and a good strike across there for Wolke. It's 0-1 to Caleb Hutzel, the catcher, who steps in for his second plate appearance, struck out looking his first time out to end the first. He's got a runner at first in Jackson Miller after the single. Wolke looks in, out of the stretch, and delivers the 0-1. Swung on and missed. It's 0-2. Foul tip back into the mitt, actually. 45 pitches right now for Braden Wolke, as they were able to work that pitch count up a little bit in inning number 3. And the 0-2. In the air, center field again, ranging back a couple of different guys. Hedrick says he's got it from the shortstop position, and he does for out number 1.
And just not a lot of hard-hit contact against Wolke. He's been able to keep him off balance and mix up the fastball with the breaking ball, and so far Stacey Camp has not been able to time him up in any significant way.
It'll be Noah Bellany, the left fielder, stepping in. He popped out to the right side, and Jackson Green his first time up. Runner at first, 1 out for the Station Camp Bison. Bison at 13-18 on the season. Lost to this Bees team a year ago, 3-1 at Station Camp. I believe Juju was thrown in that game. He threw a gem. That one got a little fiery.
He pitched twice against Station Camp, if I recall correctly, and kind of dominated both matchups, but Juju Yano started getting fiery? What?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that one before.
Wolke looks in here and delivers. Good breaking ball, good layoff by the batter and Bellany at the plate, and it's 1-0. He's got that off-speed pitch working. And we get ahead a couple of times. Doesn't use the breaking ball a ton, but when he has, it is broken a ton. So run for strikes a few times as well. Here's the 1-0. Fastball that time misses away, and it's 2 balls and no strikes.
And that was the first time I thought he overthrew a pitch, just reared back on it a little bit. He's not a high velo guy, doesn't need to be when he can mix up the stuff the way that he has and Coach Farley, that's one of the things when you look over at him, he's always talking about the follow through and just following with the mechanics. And that time, first time Wilkie's gotten away from it.
In the air again, this time right side, shallow right field. On to it is Dawson Mullins in right. He had to kind of range back, and Miller was way off the bag at first base. Mullins, I don't think, realized it right away. It is the second out of the inning, and Trip Fowler will come to the plate.
Yeah, and you're not expecting him to be that far off on a ball hit into shallow right field.
He was almost halfway.
If Mullins realized it, that was going to be a double play inning over. And again, Wilkie battled right back in, a sign of a little bit of experience that he's built through the last 2 seasons, that one pitch got away and he didn't let it spiral.
Trip Fowler grounded out his first time up. He's got a runner at first and 2 gone now here in the top of the 4th. That one gets away from Huddleston as it was low and outside, so Miller will advance to second base, and the first time today that Station Camp has had a runner into scoring position. And it's a 1-0 count here to Fowler. Fowler will try to help himself out here, and he can, in just a 2-0 ball game. Worsing shading that way towards second, kind of holding on Miller. Breaking ball, my goodness. That was a boomerang. That drops disgusting. In there for strike 1.
That was disgusting.
Chris Worsing threw a few of those on Tuesday night as well that were just unbelievable. Just gets so much spin on it. 1-1 here to Fowler with 2 outs. Lead at second is Miller, and the pitch. Another breaking ball right there for strike 2. Just starts at the left elbow, and there's nothing you can do about it.
You're going to have to swing at it because that is dropping into the zone back-to-back. Great pitches by Braden Wilkie.
1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs and a runner at second base for Station Camp here on the top of the 4th of a 2-0 ball game that the Bees lead. Braden Wilkie looks in for the sign from Huddleston. He will come ready on the mound. A short peek and now delivers. Popped up yet again. Out towards center. Ranging over is Mathis in center field. And it's the final out of the inning. Another runner stranded after a leadoff man is aboard. And the Bees coming back to the plate in the bottom of the 4th. You're watching Upperman Baseball presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network. The Crouch team with Highlands Elite Real Estate proudly presents this 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home on 9 acres. Enjoy countryside living from your covered front porch, screened-in back porch, or fenced backyard. This home features functionality with lots of natural light. For more information, visit chadandamycrouch.com or call 931-979-1191. The Crouch team with Highlands Elite Real Estate is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Turfmasters Landscape Management has been serving the Upper Cumberland since 1996. They offer a variety of services, including lawn maintenance, landscape design and installation, landscape lighting, irrigation systems, and more. They also provide snow and ice removal during the cold winter months. For more information, contact Matt Wilson at 931-261-1587 today. Turfmasters Landscape Management is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
2-0 lead for the Bees, looking to tack on a few more here in inning number 4. It's the bottom of the 4th. 7-8-9 due up for them. Dawson Mullins, Ryland Case, and Andrew Hedrick.
Why is Fernando Mendoza dressed like he's at a funeral? I mean, everybody's in all black.
Yeah, it's the funeral for the rest of the league.
Okay, Kirk Cousins 2.0 is coming. Yeah, rest of the league.
Kirk. We got a couple of them now.
How about we see him take a snap under center before we crown the rest of the league dead? Because Fernando Mendoza's going to Vegas.
Hey.
He's a good player. Cam Ward's better.
Did Cam Ward win a title?
Who was that wide receiver that you guys had?
Elijah Surratt?
Yeah, he won the title. Everybody around Mendoza won the title. He just distributed like Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, sure. The fourth down touchdown run didn't win the title at all against Miami in the national championship game.
It was real Kirk Cousins-esque. He was good.
It's the bottom of the 4th.
He's a good player. Kirk's a good quarterback. Gets so defensive.
Didn't win the Heisman or anything.
Don't get so defensive. Unbelievable. Win one title and all of a sudden everybody's just chopped liver.
I got to take it where I can.
We're going to talk about Marion County football while we're assessing football teams.
You lost me there.
Your assessments of football teams.
Well, I wasn't assessing the team. I was assessing the player.
I'm just saying. I like my film study. I'm going Kirk Cousins. That's breaking the fourth wall in a major way. Nobody knows what we're talking about, but that's okay. I promise it was a good joke, everybody. You're just going to have to trust me on it.
It was so good it was over my head.
Exactly.
For a little bit. Well. Mullins singled. He scored his first time up.
Would be more privy to it.
The doctor of language over here. Grounder right side. This is going to be a tough play. Fowler over to it. He instead flips over to first and will get the first out of the inning. Said, you know what? I'm going to take it myself and make a play in the field.
Can't blame him at this point. 5 errors behind him. But listen, they're in this game. It's 2-0. And I mentioned in the last half inning, just like that, Station Camp was threatening. If they get a base hit and it's 2-1, all bets are off. So Upperman really needs to find a way to scrape a couple more runs across here. Braden Wolke is throwing well. He's giving him a great chance, but this is a bloop and a blast away from being a tie game.
Ryland Case will step to the plate, reached on an error his first time up. He swings at this one, pops it up, sends it back towards the backstop and out of play, and it's 0-1. Nobody on, one out here on the bottom of the fourth. You mentioned it. It's a 2-0 ball game. Station Camp is absolutely not out of it. However, Braden Wolke has been so solid on the other side. Just a couple of base runners so far, a walk and a single. They've both been stranded. The stoic as ever, Fernando Mendoza.
Funeral for the rest of the league is insane.
Here's the 0-1. That's upstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike. No? You disagree?
I think that may be a little premature. I do.
Hey, I don't care what he does in the league. He won the title for us. 1-1. There's a called strike across 1 and 2.
Mike Rabel's just happy he's not on TV anymore right now. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
How are you going to say my past self when it was 2 weeks ago and 6 years long? Come on now.
It's turned a new page.
Sure.
1-2. Outside, 2-2.
He's a new man. 2 weeks ago, it was preposterous, the reporting. There's pictures in Atlantic City in 2019. Come on, dude.
2-2 pitch from Fowler, and that one misses everything. Crossed up everybody. 3-2 here to Ryland Case with the 1 away and nobody on. Are we comparing Fernando Mendoza to Drew Bledsoe now?
They are indeed doing that.
Alrighty.
This is about to change the NFL Network if
All
it's
right.
still on the air.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Waved out and missed. It's the strikeout for Fowler, and there's 2 down in the inning.
Yeah, Fowler's had the good stuff, and he's probably going to be frustrated a little bit with how this game has gone, but he is giving his team a chance to win. That's a great pitch mix. That time brings the fastball across, and Case, late decision, had to swing at it because it was going to be called strike 3, but can't come up with it.
3rd strikeout of the day for Trip Fowler. 2 outs in the inning and nobody on. He's looking to face the minimum for the first time in an inning. Andrew Hedrick steps to the plate. He had a sac bunt his last time up. Swings at that one right through, and it's 0-1.
And that velocity does not seem like it's taken any ticks down here, now up to 66 pitches for Fowler.
He looks in the 0-1 pitch. Waved out and missed. 0-2.
And didn't see a ton of swings and misses early, but they are the second time through the order. Usually it's the opposite way. Now there's a lot more swings and misses here towards the bottom half of the order.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And the pitch from Fowler. Grounded right side, and that'll be foul. And Fernando Mendoza is your number 1 pick in the NFL draft in 2026. Going to the Las Vegas Raiders.
You're just happy about that, aren't you?
Hey, listen, it's past Indiana now, so I'm
Sure.
a Green Bay fan.
It's true. It's the last.
He
great
did his job.
quarterback. The last great quarterback in Indiana history.
Well, I don't know. We'll see. Here's the 0-2. That one hit hard right side. That is through, and Hedrick going to have to run it out. He gets there for the 2-out single and flips the lineup back over to the top for Braden Green.
Yeah, I really like Andrew Hedrick in the 9-hole here. We always talk about the secondary leadoff hitter, a guy who's going to get on base, give you a little bit of speed. He does his job there, flips the lineup over, and see if the Bees have a little 2-out magic here. Now that pitch count taken up. The next one's number 70.
I was just going to say, you got a quick couple of outs. You got 2 strikes on the 9-batter in the lineup. You feel like you're going to work a quick inning and maybe get the bats back to the plate, and then the 9-batter rips one out to right field. So you got a runner on here for Braden Green now. Has been aboard once. He walked his last time up, grounded out back to Fowler on the mound his first time. So Hedrick will have the runner at first. This one swung on, sent out to left, dipping and down for a base hit for Braden Green. Back-to-back singles in the lineup for the Bees, and here comes Chris Worsing.
Great piece of hitting by Braden Green. Just get the bat on it, flick it out into left field. It had a lot of topspin on it, so it dropped in front of the left fielder. And now again, another opportunity for Chris Worsing to break out.
Chris Worsing steps to the plate, looking for his first time aboard today. A fly out to right and grounded into a fielder's choice. His second time up. He's got runners at first and second and 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth of a 2-0 ball game. He's driven in 14 runs on the season. That is third on the team behind Carson Shoup and Jackson Green. Hendrick stands at second. Nobody holding on. And the pitch into Worsing. Good. Block behind the plate. And it's 1-0.
And now the calculus does change a little bit. Brian Allen's been swinging a great bat, but Carson Shoup's been one of the best hitters in the state over the last couple of weeks of the season. So you don't want to make a big mistake to Chris Worsing in a spot here.
1-0. Up and out of play, 1-1.
So Gracie Butler was bringing stuff for Petey, but nothing for unbelievable. The amount of things we've said about her over the years, and now that's crazy. That's outlandish. No, we don't. Get on out of here now. That's insane. Unbelievable. Gracie Butler just delivered a burger for Petey here in the press box. So we're giving
it is his press box. Way out in front is Worsing there. It kind of bounces away back towards the mound, and both runners going to advance. It is a strike. It was not a foul ball, and it's 1-2, and now runners on second and third. Just kind of bounced off of Hutzel and back towards the mound on the breaking ball. Kept it in front, but took a big bounce.
That's when Chris will want to have back. It was nowhere near the zone.
1-2 here. Fowler looks in, runners at second and third. An opportunity here for Worsing. And the pitch. Swung on, hit hard, out towards center field. The center fielder going back, and that ball is down all the way to the wall in center. It plates two. Chris Worsing is at second for the tee-up double, driving in a couple of runs, and the Bees lead it 4-0 in the fourth.
There goes that man. He swings at one that's in the dirt. Next pitch, rip it into center. It's a great piece of hitting by Chris Worsing and a confidence-building AB. The Bees finally have a little bit of breathing room now at 4-0. You mentioned the tee-up double. I was just at tee-up, getting ready for a scramble we're in on Saturday. Go and check them out. It's, again, on the driving range. Had to loosen up after a couple of weeks.
You're going to be sore tomorrow, I promise.
I'm sore right now, my friend. But that is a great piece of hitting by Chris Worsing.
Chris Worsing stands at second now with 2 outs. Here comes Brian Allen for his second plate appearance. That breaking ball is in there for strike one to Allen.
Well, and Fowler saw that breaking ball from Wilkie a couple of times, said, hey, I could throw it too. He ripped that one across for a strike.
Allen popped out in foul territory to the first baseman, and Miller his first time up. Oh, 0-1 pitch, another one. That one's a big looping breaking ball, and it's 0-2 as that one is swung on and missed.
Well, the last one ended up in the zone. That one starts in the middle of the zone, then drops in the dirt. No chance to hit it. That is back-to-back really good pitches for Trip Fowler as he bounces back from the double.
Worsing at second base after the tee-up double, plating two. 2 gone in the inning, and the 0-2 pitch on the way from Fowler. 3 straight breaking balls drop third. They'll apply the tag. The Bees get 2 runs on 1 hit. They played a couple of runs. They lead 4-0 through 4. We head to the 5th. You're watching Upperman Baseball, presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Looking for weekend lunch and dinner plans? Since 1971, Nick's Restaurant has been locally owned and operated. From mouth-watering prime rib to delectable ice cream pie, Nick's has it all. Their cozy atmosphere and great service will make you feel right at home. Plus, their banquet space is perfect for any event. Visit them at 895 South Jefferson Avenue or online at nickscookville.com. Nick's Restaurant is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Tee-Up is the Upper Cumberland's best indoor golfing experience. With 3 state-of-the-art golf simulators, you can work on some of the world's best courses, all in the comfort of their climate-controlled facility. Want to know where you can improve? See everything from club speed to spin rate in seconds. They also have plenty of other games to enjoy time with friends. Conveniently located at 141 4th Street in Baxter. Stop in. Visit them online at teupgolfclub.com or call them at 931-559-GOLF to reserve your simulator today. Tee-Up is proud to support this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Back here in Baxter, 4-0 lead now for the Bees as we begin the top half of the fifth. Braden Wilkie back out on the mound as he faces 6, 7, and 8 in the lineup for Station Camp. Aiden Johnson, Colin Gillespie, and Jack Hammond. Wilkie has only allowed a couple of base runners so far. A walk in the third, he was stranded at first. A single in the fourth, he was stranded at second base. Last 2 innings, the leadoff man has been aboard. He's gotten 3 straight outs after that. He has really thrown it well.
He's been great. He's been able to mix up his pitches. He's pinpointed the breaking ball really well the past couple of frames. The fastball, he got a little wild for a second, able to rally back in, giving you everything you want out of your third starter. And now he has a little bit of breathing room. What he hasn't had going to the mound the last 2 frames. Chris Worson clears the bases with the double. So now Braden Wilkie can really throw free, knowing if he makes a mistake, he's still got a lead in his back pocket.
Aiden Johnson steps in for his second plate appearance. He flew out to left his first time up. Wilkie has been solid, getting swings and a lot of pop-ups. And not a whole lot of solid contact. And that one hit him. So it came a little bit inside, got him on the elbow, and Johnson will make his way down to first base. He becomes a base runner to lead it off here in the fifth. So the leadoff man aboard again for the third straight inning.
Sorry, Jacob. The pressure for Station Camp is the quick answer. Get a couple of those runs back immediately and be right there in the game because it hangs in the balance. You get a little run here. If you're Upperman, all of a sudden a 4-run lead could be a 6-run advantage and the game could be over.
This one fouled back. It's 0-1 here on Gillespie. He reached on the walk his last time up. He's been one of those now 3 base runners in the ball game.
The Jets took David Bailey, the pass rusher from Texas Tech, which means Cardinals on the clock. Jeremiah Love still there. So is Arvell Reese, which could be lovely, too, for the Titans. Either way, they're going to get a blue-chip player. That's big.
Comes the 0-1.
Oh,
breaking ball. Broke a good amount, but misses a little bit inside, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, it may have been just a hair up, too, when it came through, but that is a boomerang, as you tabbed it earlier.
Check the SK Creation scoreboard. Macon County softball leading DeKalb County 13-10. Cookeville baseball beats White County tonight 14-1. So that one is swung on in the air towards right, giving chase is Mullins and can't quite get there in foul territory. It's a long and loud strike 2.
Dawson Mullins can move. Yeah, I mean he was churning after that one.
Watertown leads Central Magnet 2-0. That's the other district which Upperman will match up with in the region tournament if they get through. Macon County baseball leading DeKalb County 4-3 on the SK Creation scoreboard. 1-2 here to the batter and Colin Gillespie. Runner at first base and nobody out in the top of the fifth. Wilkie will bring it home. A breaking ball swung on and missed. Pops out of the mitt, picked up by Huddleston, and it will be a strikeout for Braden Wilkie. It's his third of the day.
Again, the breaking ball has just been really good for Wilkie. And at 59 pitches, we talked about the value of going deep in a game. Can he get through this at under 70? If he can, he's going to have a chance to go a complete game if Upperman wants him to. And we'll see what the plan was entering, knowing a lot of guys could use some work ahead of next week's district tournament.
Yeah, you wonder if they try to keep him under 75. Might not matter anyways.
Yeah, I don't think that part matters. As opposed to just, do you want to then go, okay, 3 innings left.
Right.
Or 2 innings left. We're going to give Hedrick
somebody else
one,
a chance,
and
yeah.
we're going to give somebody else one. That could be a – but, I think the value mentally, if you're Braden Wilkie, say, hey, you just went complete game, got the victory.
Against a good team.
Against a good team, I think that could prove very large.
Stepping in now is Jack Hammond. He popped out to first base his first time up. Big swing and a miss there, and it's 0-1.
And that's all hypothetical. Station Camp could absolutely
100%.
get something working here, and the Cardinals did not trade out of the third pick. They're going to pick somebody at number 3, and it better not be Jeremiah Love.
Runner at first here for Station Camp is Aiden Johnson.
If they pick Love, the Titans better pick Arvell Reese. I'm telling you that right now. Young's a hater over there. When's the bowling draft? That was a cross 0-2. That was good. You gotta give me that one.
0-2 here to Hammond.
They hold that one in Akron or what? Where's that at?
There's the pitch from Wilkie. And fouled off. We'll try it again. I'm going Huntington, Indiana alum E.J. Tackett with the first overall pick in that one. It's the only thing I know about bowling because we went to the same high school.
You could have just.
He is a great golfer. I played with his brother in high school.
Oh, I started something here. We're on a bowling track now.
He played college golf. There's a grounder left side, picked up at third base by Green. The throw to first is in time for the second out of the inning. It does advance the runner and Johnson up to second. And so Stockton Smith will come to the plate now with a runner in scoring position for just the second time today for the Bison, but this time with 2 outs here in the top of the fifth. Stockton Smith struck out looking his first time up. That was on the very long AB. After he fouled off a ton of pitches, and then Wolke ripped off a breaking ball that just absolutely froze him. Noah's currently on pins and needles here in the press box. Wolke looks in with a runner at second and 2 gone.
Oh, you're kidding me. They took Love. Arizona has nobody. Who's going to throw him the ball? Okay, I'm about to lose my mind. Jacoby Brissett going to be handing the ball off to Jeremiah Love for a loss of 5 coming to be soon in September. It's a great idea, morons. It's okay. Arvell Reese is going to be a Titan. We're finally going to get a pass rusher. It's okay. Oh.
Wolke delivers. Check swing on the breaking ball. And it's 1-0. I can remember when Cam Ward was picked. Rusty and I were doing a baseball game at Cookville.
If they pick Sonny Styles, I'm going home. Just so we're all on the same page. If they pick Sonny Styles over Reese, it's going to be back to the way it's been the last 2 weeks.
It's going to be a little quiet.
You guys have fun. Yeah.
2 outs here in the inning, and a runner at second base is Johnson. Wolke delivers home. It dips a little bit low, and it's 2 balls and no strikes here to the 9 batter in Stockton Smith.
I'm so mad. Oh.
Wolke trying to strand another runner for a 3rd straight inning after allowing the leadoff man aboard. It's been the only runners that have been on. There's the 2-0. Grounded left side, that'll be foul, and it's 2-1. He gave up a leadoff walk in the 3rd, leadoff single in the 4th, and a leadoff hit by pitch here in the 5th. 2-1 to the batter now, and Smith with 2 away in the top of the 5th. 66 pitches right now for Wolke on the mound against Smith as he steps on the rubber and looks in for the sign from Huddleston. Taking his lead is Johnson at second base. He advanced over on the ground ball out by Hammond. Worsing sneaks in behind and back in safely. 2-1 here to Smith. Wolke now ready's on the mound. And the pitch way upstairs. Huddleston jumps up and able to snag it. And a hitter's count here for Stockton Smith in the 9-hole for the Bison at 3-1. In the on-deck circle is Chris Adams with a couple of flyouts to left field. He's the leadoff man in the lineup for Station Camp.
That one looked like it slipped out of Wolke's hands. Can't wait for the Cardinals GM to get fired in a year. It's a brilliant pick. You have absolutely nobody on your football team. What an idiot.
3-1. Right down Broadway for strike 2, and the count runs full on Smith.
my buddy Jason just sent sorry, bro. That's all he sent me in a text.
3-2 pitch. Upstairs ball 4, and it's runners on first and second for the first time tonight for the Bison, and it flips the lineup back to the top. Here comes Chris Adams. Second walk issued by Braden Wolke. 2 gone in the inning, and the leadoff man in the lineup, Chris Adams, to the plate. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of flyouts to left. Braden Wolke trying to bear down and make some good pitches here to a good batter. Got a couple of quick outs after hitting Johnson to put him aboard with a strikeout to Gillespie and a ground out to Hammond. The walk now to Smith puts 2 runners on, and the first pitch into Adams is a tremendous breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and it's 0-1. No balls and one strike here to Adams. First real chance for the Bison to try to get a little bit of noise here in this one. Trailing 4-0. The pitch from Mulkey. Sawed off out to left field. Dripping. And that one drops over the head of Hedrick. Runner running hard the whole time from second base. The throw comes home and the run will score. It's the first run of the game on the RBI single by Chris Adams.
And that's why those 2 runs in the bottom half were so important for Upperman. Gave him some breathing room. Now it's not just a 1-run game. As Coach Farley's going to come out and have a word for the first time with his pitcher. Station Camp starting to time him up a little bit here as the lineup flips over.
Yeah, it begins this third time through. He was really, really good that first time through. Just allowing the 1 run as Johnson comes home to score after being hit by a pitch. He led it off here in the inning. They were finally able to bring that leadoff man around for a run. It's the first run of the game for Station Camp here in the top of the 5th. Just their second hit of the ball game as well as Coach Farley visits on the mound with the Bees.
Okay, so I thought Arvell Reese was going to be picked second. He's a blue chip guy, a monster pass rusher, and flexible. The Titans are about to pick him, and I'm going to be very, very happy the rest of this broadcast, okay? I'm speaking into existence. They're not going to pick Sonny Styles, who doesn't have a position. They're going to pick the guy who's going to go sack the quarterback 50 times, all right? I have faith. Let's go. They're all celebrating in the green room. Here we go. I have a lot of faith in this moment. They're not going to let me down again. Borgonzi is not going to let me down. If they say Sonny Styles, I promise you I'm going home.
Two outs here in the inning. Jackson Miller steps to the plate. He singled his last time up. He's 1 for 2.
Whoa. They pick Carnell Tate?
What in the world? All right.
Come on, Petey. Wide receiver, let's go. Somebody can catch the ball.
Check behind the runner at first, and he got him over at first base. Adams got off the bag. Huddleston, a perfect throw, and Green applies the tag to get out of the inning. A great back pick to get the runner at first. The Bison get 1 across in the inning. It's a 4-1 ball game. We head to the bottom of the 5th with the Bees to the plate. You're watching Upperman Baseball, presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
The Real Estate Collective is a team of experienced, licensed real estate agents serving the entire Upper Cumberland region. Whether you are looking to buy or sell, the RICO team is ready to serve you. With a focus on people over profits, you can rest assured the Real Estate Collective can help make your real estate dreams a reality. Call 931-559-9500 for more information or see their current listings at letsgorico.com. The Real Estate Collective is proud to support student athletes in our area and this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
Visit swallowsinsurance.com or call us today, 931-526-4025. Protecting your future, it's what we do.
Gentry's Power Equipment is proud to be the presenting sponsor of Upperman Athletics on UCR.
Located at 755 Buffalo Valley Road in Cookeville, Gentry's Power Equipment is your local steel dealer. With a huge selection of outdoor power equipment, including chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, mowers, pressure washers, and more. They are your local one-stop shop for high-quality equipment. Locally owned and operated, Gentry's Power Equipment is proud to support Upperman Athletics and UCR.
New pitcher on the mound for the Station Camp Bison, Stockton Smith. The original center fielder will now step to the mound for the first time today in relief of Trip Fowler, who goes those first 4 innings. He allows the 4 runs on 4 hits, 5 errors in the field. He did strand 5 runners in the process and exits the ball game with 4 strikeouts to his name and a couple of walks. Relieved by Stockton Smith, who will face 4, 5, and 6 in the lineup for the Bees. Jackson Green, Braden Wolke, and Denton Huddleston, who lead it 4-1 as we get going here in the bottom of 5. I'm Jacob Vincent. Noah McKay, Cameron Hughes on camera tonight for this broadcast presented by Gentry's Power Equipment. We'll be back with you tomorrow for the high school baseball game of the week presented by Mayberry's Furniture. Upperman taking on Gordonsville on the final day of the regular season for baseball, at least for a lot of Upper Cumberland teams. They'll get their district tournaments starting next week. So Stockton Smith on the mound, delivers the first pitch fastball in there to Green. And the 0-1. Swung on and fouled back, and it's 0-2. Green bet aboard once. He reached on an error back in the third as a strikeout today as well. Smith, a fairly quick worker on the mound, readies. And the 0-2 pitch. Dips low and outside, and it's 1-2. So Noah, we think, is in good spirits now.
I love it. I'm great.
You get Carnell Tate from Ohio State.
And you can attest for something.
And that's called strike three. A strikeout looking to Jackson Green to lead it off here in the fifth.
And what I said was, it's been since Corey Davis since they've drafted a weapon in the first round. They drafted a weapon.
There you go.
The one I wanted was gone. Go draft a weapon. I love it. Let's go.
Braden Wolke steps to the plate for his third time. He's bet aboard twice, reaching on an error and a walk. And that's a breaking ball across for strike one. Stockton Smith has come on the mound and just pumping strikes in there right now in relief. Works out of the windup and delivers. The fastball will miss outside that time, 1-1. Get a Gordonsville Tigers team coming in here tomorrow, the second-ranked team in the Tennessee Baseball Coaches Association in the 1A classification. There's a strike across, 1-2. Split with Smith County this week in that rivalry series. So they'll be coming in looking for a win. They're playing Red Boiling Springs tonight. This one back up the middle, over the outstretched glove of Smith. On to it, Johnson. The throw is off the mark again. Third error of the night for Aiden Johnson at short.
And 6 total for Station Camp, and he had plenty of time. He had to take a second, make the throw down to first, and that's been the common theme for all the errors tonight for Station Camp. They're just rushing, and most of them they haven't needed to rush, and it leads to another base runner for the Bees.
And they're weird arm slots as well. I mean, you're moving across the middle of the field. You got to make a good throw, and he's kind of dropping it down as a sidearm throw, and it just sails on him towards the dugout. So Wolke reaches for the third time tonight. Den Huddleston now stepping to the plate 0 for 2 today. He's got a runner at first and 1 out here in the bottom of the fifth. He's leading 4-1. And there's a called strike in the outside corner to Huddleston. It's 0-1. So Smith has done the job. He has been able to throw strikes, but his defense lets him down and lets a runner aboard. The 0-1. And that's fouled off. Quickly 0-2 here to Denton Huddleston. Live on the UCR YouTube channel tonight, presented by Gentry's Power Equipment. Also live on the NFHS Network, wherever you're tuned in from. We appreciate you. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're cheering for. And that one waved out and missed. Another strikeout for Stockton Smith, and there's 2 down. Here comes Dawson Mullins. He is 1 for 2 today. Singled and scored back in the second. Grounded out back to Fowler on the mound his last time up. He's got a runner at first and 2 outs here at the bottom of the fifth. He's playing out in right field today. Been able to make a play out there so far defensively. First pitch into him, the fastball, checked behind the runner, no throw, and back in safely is Barnes over at first.
Having a little glitch issue here. I think it's working itself out. I'm watching here. It's catching up, so we'll give it a minute or two before.
Check to first again. Barnes dives, and he's in there. Barnes quickly takes his lead at first in an 0-1 count here to Mullins. The pitch waved out and missed, 0-2. Stockton Smith has come on, and he has delivered just 2 balls so far through the 4 batters he's faced. Couple of strikeouts. Wolke reached on an error on the ground ball to the left side of the infield. And the 0-2. Called strike 3 on the inside corner. That's a quick inning right there for Stockton Smith. 3 Ks in the inning, and the Bison are back to the plate in the 6th. You're watching Upperman Baseball, presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Mayberry's Furniture has been family-owned and operated since 1946 and is now serving the Upper Cumberland with locations in both Crossville and Cookville, offering the largest array of solid wood furniture and mattresses in the area. They also provide a best price guarantee and in-house service and delivery. Stop into their 15,000 square foot showroom at 1020 South Willow Avenue in Cookville to see their selection of Amish solid wood, flex steel, Tempur-Pedic, Sealy Posturepedic, and much more today. Mayberry's Furniture is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the high school football game of the week on the UCR Media Network.
Eminence Eagle Auction and Realty is proud to present an online-only auction featuring an older home ready for the right investor. This 3-bedroom, 1.5-bathroom home sits on 1.26 acres with loads of potential. You can bid on this property at eagleauctions.com or call 931-526-5335 for more information. Bidding on this online-only auction ends April 25th at 10 a.m. Eminence Eagle Auction and Realty is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
4-1 the lead for Upperman as we head to the final couple of frames. Braden Wolke back out there again for the Bees. And he has pitched well so far, working through more traffic in the fifth. I'm Noah McKay, Jacob Vincent. Cameron Hughes alongside producing things as Upperman looks to win their third consecutive games and build on what's been a successful week already. Heart of the order coming up here for Station Camp. It'll be 2, 3, 4, as they're only guaranteed 6 more outs here on the road. And the story of the day, the errors. 6 in the field for Station Camp. Upperman has 4 runs on just 4 hits. 6 errors in the field, no errors for the Bees defensively. Quite frankly, it's the difference in the game.
It is, and a big reason why there's been a lot of pop-outs and a lot of fly-outs induced by Braden Wolke on the mound. He got a little bit hairy there in that last inning, but got a lot of help from Denton Huddleston behind the plate, who was able to pick off Adams over at first to get out of the inning. So he was able to take one runner off those base path and just strand one runner in the process.
Jackson Miller watches a first pitch strike across. He's 1 for 2 so far with a single and a fly-out. Third attempt against Braden Wolke. This is pitch number 74, and he'll drop the breaking ball.
Maybe
Caught a ball 1-1.
I mean, there's just so much movement on that.
Make that pitch number 75 for Wolke. Miller will be followed up by Hutzel and Bellany, I should say, is ball 2, 2-1. And for Station Camp, far from an insurmountable deficit. Love to get a couple back here, if not all of them, as that breaking ball catches the zone 2-2. And in the NFL draft, the Chiefs have just traded up to the 6th spot. Arvell Reese is gone, so you're not trading up for him. It'll be interesting to see who they're going for there. Maybe Ruben Bain. Here's the 2-2 coming home from Wolke. This one foul tip back, and we'll do it again.
He's a monster.
With short arms.
Still a monster.
I did get into him a little bit looking at Titans' potential picks, and he has a lot of sacks that he could have had that he didn't, which is just a little foreboding. He has short arms. Here's the 2-2.
Isn't it funny how big of a factor that actually plays?
It really
too?
is. It's the same thing with that Patriots tackle.
Yeah.
The 2-2 from Wolke. Breaking ball again. Strike 3. Braden Wolke continues to deal, now in his 6th inning of work on the mound for the Bees.
Yeah, he's just been so solid. What is that? Strikeout number 5 now on the day, number 4 now on the day for Braden Wolke. And he's starting to rack him up a little bit here into his 6th inning of work, only giving up the couple of hits so far, been able to trust his defense, and it just hadn't been too much solid contact outside of the 2 base hits.
Caleb Hutzel climbs in, first pitch swing. He'll send this one foul. It's given a look from first, and Green kind of put his hands up. He wasn't tracking it, but it's out of play, 0-1.
Yeah, he couldn't quite find it, and he knew he was close to the fence as well. He just got to the warning track before he finally slammed on the brakes.
Hutzel 0 for 2 with a pop out and a strikeout. And the K was backwards in this third attempt against Wolke. The 0-1, breaking ball again. He is just ripping it off, and it's 0-2. This is definitely the best outing of the year for Braden Wolke so far. And he's had a couple of good ones, but he's dealing today.
Deepest outing, too.
The 0-2. Brought the heater, misses outside. A good spot to go ahead 0-2.
He came in with some good numbers so far on the season, a 3.33 ERA, but just 21 innings in his 6 appearances. Fouled off.
was fouled off. It'll be 1-2. So he does have one complete game on the ledger. That may have been a run rule or a shortened game. Sure, it'll be corrected if it wasn't. 1-2 coming into Hutzel. Wolke delivers. Fastball. This one set up in the air, angling towards foul ground. Mullins gives it a run. That was well struck as it will roll up all the way into the fence, but it's foul. And no doubt, at this point, Station Camp would love to get into the bullpen for Upperman and just see if they can have better luck against somebody else.
Yeah, just trying to see a different arm out there because they have not been faring too well against Braden Wolke.
Upperman looking to build momentum. They already clinched the regular season District 7-3A title with their sweep over Sparta. And the complete game was a long time ago, and it was a run rule victory over Monterey where he threw 5 innings. So you're right. This is the deepest he's gone. And now it's 2-2 as that one missed. So that was way back, one of the first games of the year. Breaking ball doesn't quite fall that time, and rerun full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Hutzel with Bellany behind. This is the big bats for Coach Heppard as the Bison try to rally here on the road.
So the Bees had 2 run rule victories in the first 3 games of the year.
3-2. That one is ripped down the third base line and should be extra bases. Hutzel barreling around first. Just now 2 at his case and left. And this will be a stand-up 1-out double for Caleb Hutzel. And the Bison have a little bit of life here in the top of the 6th inning, trailing by 3.
Yeah, it's a really good piece of hitting there. You work a good AB, a long AB, you get the pitch count up a little bit, you're able to rip it down the line, and you get a runner into scoring position. First time they've had a runner in scoring position with less than 2 outs here in the ball game. Already 1 run across, you're only down by 3. And it looks like there's going to be another visit here for the Bees in the field, and there may be a change as well.
It is. Wes Shanks points towards his bullpen, and at 87 pitches, the best outing of the season for Braden Wolke is in the books. Maybe. No.
I'm going to check on Wolke, actually.
He was pointing towards Reagan Lamb, the athletic trainer here, and so she's going to come out and have a word.
They're kind of messing with the plant area.
Well, if he has anything at all, you pull him. That was who he was pointing at, not towards the bullpen. It was towards Reagan, so she's out there.
You can see Denton Huddleston and Wolke were kind of trying to smooth out the plant area.
He's been doing
there.
that the last couple of innings in his warm-up pitches. He's been kind of looking at that spot.
Well, and you've had Smith and Fowler on the other side who have a lot more length, and I'm going to guess their stretch is a lot longer, and that can kind of mess with the shorter landing area for Wolke on the mound, depending on where their hole is.
Chiefs traded up for a corner. Mansour Delane out of LSU. That's exactly, I think, what we're all thinking. Cameron, really?
Yep.
They did. Bellany going to climb in here. I think they probably could have sat at 9 and had him, but okay. So Hutzel stands at second. Wolke going to stay out there at 87 pitches. Now trying to stretch it into the 7th. Oh, that's a good fastball. Misses just a tick outside, 1-0.
It seemed like he was able to plant a little better that time as well, coming down on that left foot.
And for Wolke, if he wants the chance at a complete game, he's going to have to find a way to get some quicker outs. At 87 pitches, capped out at 120. But the Bison trying to change the complexion of this game with one swing of the bat. Wolke going to step off and look the runner back.
He's had a couple of chances there on that move to second, where Wersing kind of sneaks in from behind, but haven't had the throw yet down to second base.
If you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's where this game is on tonight alongside NFHS Network. Here comes the 1-0. That one is ripped towards Wersing, and he can't snag it. This one is well struck into the gap. Will score a run. Bellany is churning towards second. He's looking for 3. Here comes the throw in. No play at third, and it's an RBI triple for Noah Bellany. The Bison cut the deficit in half, and they may not be done yet.
And that is inches away from being maybe out of the inning as Wersing just passed his glove at second base. If he's able to make that grab, he has a chance for a throw at second base to double off the runner. Instead, it's so well hit, it gets all the way to the wall, and a lot of speed from Bellany is able to get up to third, cuts the lead in half, and the threat's still open here for Station Camp, now down by just 2 runs and 1 out.
And here comes Wes Shanks. There is action, we believe, over in the bullpen for Upperman in the decision gets taken out of your hands just a little bit at 89 pitches for Braden Nowolke, who was great in this game, but it now hangs in the balance with a potential one-run game standing just 90 feet away with one out here in the sixth. We'll see if it's time for a move or not for the head coach for the Bees.
It's probably going to be Maddox Barnes, maybe, with no changes in the field right now.
And maybe
Or
Denton
Denton
Huddleston.
Huddleston.
I believe this is going to be Denton Huddleston who making his way off. And Shoop cannot catch, so who would go to catch is the question, and it may be Wolke. So Wolke is the third catcher. So they're going to trade spots, and we're going to have a break. We'll step aside. New pitcher for the Bees as the Bison have clawed back into it in a 4-2 ball game on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Livingston Regional Hospital is Livingston's hometown hospital. Located at 315 Oak Street, Livingston Regional Hospital provides compassionate quality care for all patients from local people you can trust so you can count on them to treat you like family. Their excellent staff offers years of experience and training to meet the needs of all patients. They understand the importance of providing care in a professional and comforting manner. They're proud to partner with Livingston Academy Athletics through the LRH Sports Medicine team. Livingston Regional Hospital is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Watson Chevrolet is proud to present the area's best selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Watson Chevy's staff of experts are ready to get you into your next vehicle with unmatched service and knowledge. Stop in at 2350 Cookeville Highway and get your vehicle serviced by their highly trained professionals. Right now, you can save money on oil changes, regular maintenance, and battery installation. And remember, don't buy till you see Jason Fye. Watson Chevy is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the UCR Media Network.
At the Quality Family, we believe care isn't just a service, it's a promise.
Whether you're bouncing back from surgery, navigating a serious illness, or need essential equipment to stay independent,
We provide skilled home health, compassionate hospice, and reliable DME services right where you need them most. At home.
Covering communities in Kentucky and Tennessee, we're in your corner.
The Quality Family. Trusted care right where life happens.
Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing is proud to support student athletes and athletic departments throughout the Upper Cumberland. They are also proud to sponsor Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing's Player of the Game on this broadcast. From trophies to t-shirts, they can do it all. Be sure to stop by and see them at 120 Circle Drive in Allgood or give them a call at 931-537-9559. Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Sonia Brown is a full-service realtor and is licensed across the state of Tennessee, listing and selling residential and multifamily, land and farms, commercial and industrial properties. Sonia handles the sale from start to closing and beyond. Let her put her 30-plus years of experience to work for you. Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate has been supporting student athletes in the Upper Cumberland since 1990. You can reach Sonia Brown at 931-979-7145. Sonia Brown, realtor with American Way Real Estate, is proud to support this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Are you looking for the best dining experience in the Upper Cumberland? Visit Fire and Vine in Cookeville's historic West Side. Fire and Vine offers great service and a unique menu, including mouth-watering deep dish pizza, delectable beef, chicken, fish, and more. Take in stunning views from the rooftop while enjoying your meal. Come and experience the charm and flavor of Fire and Vine, your new favorite spot for a memorable dining experience. Fire and Vine is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
The Crouch team with Highlands Elite Real Estate proudly presents this 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home on 9 acres. Enjoy countryside living from your covered front porch, screened-in back porch, or fenced backyard. This home features functionality with lots of natural light. For more information, visit chadandamycrouch.com or call 931-979-1191. The Crouch team with Highlands Elite Real Estate is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Surfmasters Landscape Management has been serving the Upper Cumberland since 1996. They offer a variety of services, including lawn maintenance, landscape design and installation, landscape lighting, irrigation systems, and more. They also provide snow and ice removal during the cold winter months. For more information, contact Matt Wilson at 931-261-1587 today. Turf Masters Landscape Management is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Call to the bullpen for the first time tonight is Denton Huddleston. The freshman right-hander moves from behind the plate to the mound. Braden Wilkie goes from the mound behind the plate. He's been very good so far this season.
Yeah, 4 appearances, limited action, 8 1/3 innings so far, a 1.68 ERA.
And the first pitch gets away from Wilkie, and that is cuts the deficit immediately as the second run of the inning comes across for Station Camp at 4-3. And Wilkie, he is not an everyday catcher for this team. It is Huddleston every day. And then when Huddleston's pitched, it's been Carson Shoup. And that's one that probably should have been able to kept in front. It's not. And instead of a 4-2 game, it's 4-3.
And Huddleston has only allowed now 4 runs on the season. Had 2 earned runs coming into this outing.
And this is hit high into the air, deep into center field. Mathis gives it a look, and it one-hops into the fence. Now again looking for 3, falling as he makes his way around second. So Fowler will be forced to retreat. It was almost the second straight triple for Station Camp. And two teams that love to play one-run games are in another one-run game. Station Camp trying to tie with a go-ahead run coming to the plate.
And I'm not sure that was probably a good thing there for Fowler because he did not have a ton of speed going around second base. And Mathis has a pretty good arm from center field. It would have been close over at third. He kind of trips up and gets stalled up at second base, but you still got a runner in scoring position, and now the tying run is in scoring position.
After really not having any hard-hit baseballs the first 5 innings, 3 in a row for Station Camp as Huddleston rips off the breaking ball for strike 1 into Aiden Johnson. Johnson today has been hit by a pitch and flown out.
That's good for Huddleston just to get ahead in an AB and kind of settle into the outing. First 2 pitches you've thrown have been to the wall on both sides.
0-1. This one hard hit as well, but Worsing able to range to his right, make the grab, throws to first in time. Potential tying run now 90 feet away as he moves up, but the first out recorded by Denton Huddleston as Colin Gillespie will climb in trying to extend the frame.
Nice play there by Worsing. Gets the second out, a productive out for Station Camp to move the runner 90 feet away. And now for Huddleston on the mound, just focus on the batter with the 2 outs in the inning. Trust your defense. They've been solid all night long and try to keep that 1-run lead.
Denton Huddleston trying to strand the runner 90 feet away. First pitch, 0-1. Gillespie, that will change your approach in an at-bat. Here comes the 0-1. That went inside, dust him off the plate. 1-1 from Denton Huddleston. And Huddleston, and I mean this not ironically, is a baseball player. He does a lot of things well, and now trying to get out of a jam. Here comes the 1-1. Gets the foul tip into the mitt, 1-2.
It's a big swing and a miss as well.
And Wilkie, who is great on the mound, now is going to have some pressure behind the plate. He cannot let anything get behind him. And if he does, it's going to be a 4-4 game with a huge backstop here in Baxter. Huddleston knows what he wants to throw, says no to the first. Now he'll rock and fire the 1-2. Bounces and does get away, and we're tied. 3 across for the Bison. Another wild pitch. Leads to a run coming across, and from 4-0, it's 4-4.
And you mentioned Braden Wilkie's that third string guy behind the plate. He has not had, I don't know if he's caught it all yet this season with Carson Shoup and Denton Huddleston out there. And now 2 runs have come across because of it. And a tough spot here for the Bees, who are leading 4-1 to begin the inning. Now if you're Huddleston, you're just trying to make one more pitch to get out. The base is empty and 2 outs.
2-2 the count. Huddleston fires in. They couldn't get it to quite clip the zone, and rerun full at 3-2 to Colin Gillespie. The 3-2 payoff pitch. Cole, strike 3, fastball at the knees. Gillespie thought it was ball 4, but instead the inning's over, but not before the Bison do the job. They bring 3 across in the frame, and we're all tied at 4, heading to the bottom of 6. This is Upperman Baseball, presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Looking for weekend lunch and dinner plans? Since 1971, Nick's Restaurant has been locally owned and operated. From mouth-watering prime rib to delectable ice cream pie, Nick's has it all. Their cozy atmosphere and great service will make you feel right at home. Plus, their banquet space is perfect for any event. Visit them at 895 South Jefferson Avenue or online at nickscookville.com. Nick's Restaurant is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Tee Up is the Upper Cumberland's best indoor golfing experience. With 3 state-of-the-art golf simulators, you can work on some of the world's best courses, all in the comfort of their climate-controlled facility. Want to know where you can improve? See everything from club speed to spin rate in seconds. They also have plenty of other games to enjoy time with friends. Conveniently located at 141 4th Street in Baxter. Stop in. Visit them online at teupgolfclub.com or call them at 931-559-GOLF to reserve your simulator today. Tee Up is proud to support this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
New ball game as we head to the bottom of the 6th here at Upperman. It's 4-4 as Station Camp strikes for 3 in the top half, and it will remain Smith on the mound.
Stockton Smith. He threw well in his first inning of work. Runner reached on an error, but he had 3 punch-outs alongside. It is 8-9-1 due up for Upperman, who have seen a 4-0 lead evaporate. And now we've got an inning and a half race to the finish, potentially. That's how long we're scheduled to go tonight. Stockton Smith's first pitch in. Misses low and inside for ball 1 to Rylan Case. So far, he's reached on an error and struck out swinging. Behind him is Andrew Hedrick, then Braden Green, looming with the top of the order. 1-0. This one is hard hit on the ground over to first, fielded cleanly, and winning the race to the bag for out number 1 is Jackson Miller. And another out recorded by Stockton Smith. And you do wonder, as we talk about the top of the order in that 2 spot, you can re-enter once. Would they re-enter Carson Shoup for one more AB? And it's certainly on the board either in this inning or certainly in the bottom of the 7th. Oh, and you got to get there at some point because Stockton Smith has been so solid through these first few batters.
And another one rolled over towards second, and it eats him up for a second. The throw to first is in time. And despite the 6 errors, staying with it in the field, that time Colin Gillespie makes the throw for out number 2.
It's a nice play there at second because it did take a weird hop count at the last second. He was able to bobble it into the glove and then makes a sharp throw over to first. A nice stretch as well by Miller at first base. And those quick couple of outs for Smith. Again, he had the 3 strikeouts in his first inning of action, and now a quick couple of outs here in his second.
Braden Green will climb in. He has walked, singled, and grounded out. And he'll watch the first pitch strike across 0-1. And Smith has done everything they've needed out of the pen, and now the offense has roared to life on the other side for the Bison. 2 teams that have played in a ton of close games find themselves in another one here as that breaking ball misses inside the green. "19 pitches through an inning and 2/3 so far for Stockton Smith. Here comes the 1-1, and that one up and out, and Green kind of pushed it that way as well. 2-1.
Just got to add it a little bit, a little emphasis.
Working quickly, Stockton Smith delivers in the 2-1. Green flares this one up into the air, angling into left, tailing, and it's foul. Man, a signal would be helpful. 2-2 with 2 outs.
Why do we need that?
Who needs to know what's going on? Bison have taken every ounce of momentum out of this stadium. It was 4-0, felt like a complete blowout, a runaway, 6 errors, and they have stuck in it, and now 4 unanswered for the visitors. The 2-2 coming to Green. Breaking ball, he'll flare this one foul in on the hands, and we'll do it again. Smith trying to get a very tough hitter to get out to retire the side. The 2-2. Called strike 3. Brought the fastball inside and gets the call, and the Station Camp fans who were relentlessly chirping the umpire now love him. We'll head to the 7th in a 4-4 ball game. Coverage presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
The Real Estate Collective Land and Farm Team represents a dedicated group of individuals possessing a wealth of expertise in land and farm sales. They possess a range of resources at their disposal, all aimed at showcasing the innate qualities of each property. Call 931-559-9500 for more information or see their current listings at letsgorico.com. The Real Estate Collective Land and Farm Team is proud to support student athletes in our area and this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
Visit swallowsinsurance.com or call us today, 931-526-4025. Protecting your future, it's what we do.
8-9-1 due up for Station Camp as we head to the 7th. Upperman's 4-0 lead is evaporated. It's 4-4. Denton Huddleston back out there now in his second inning of relief, and he's tasked with keeping it right where it is as the Bison have flipped this game on its head.
Yeah, they really have. They were able to get the offense going there, get the pitching change, and got into the bullpen. And you said it feels like they needed to get into the bullpen. They were able to get it going against Wolke on the mound, got him out of the game. And then Huddleston was throwing the pitches in there. Just a couple get past Wolke all the way to the backstop. His first chance catching in a long time. And that was a big difference there in that inning with the 3 runs across, now tied. And we'll see if they're able to kind of use that momentum from that last inning and even there in the bottom half of the 6th as well defensively.
Jack Hammond will lead him off. He's 0 for 2 with a pop out and a ground out, and he's going to call time before he sees the first pitch from Denton Huddleston. And Upperman had worked really clean. Wolke had not faced very many base runners, and then that changed in the pressure. And then all of a sudden, the big hits. A double, a triple, another double, and the game changed immediately as that one is fouled off. It's 0-1.
Well, the good thing is for the Bees in the bottom half, they're going to have 2, 3, and 4 due up. 3 guys that you feel really comfortable with. And you mentioned Carson Shoup, an opportunity to kind of re-enter back into that 3 spot as well.
Got a couple guys they could go to if they wanted to pinch hit in a spot as there's the breaking ball. It's 0-2. Huddleston, long look in towards Wolke for the sign. He's saying no. He's waiting on one pitch. He'll get it. The 0-2. It was the breaking ball, and it just fouled off. We'll do it one more time for Jack Hammond.
He's been able to place that breaking ball. That might be the big reason why. He kind of starts it like Wolke was at that left elbow, breaks off of it. Doesn't look like it's going to drop into the strike zone, but they're getting a lot of spin on it.
Again, Huddleston, he's got that catcher mentality. He knows what he wants, and some catchers don't even love the pitch com. They want to call it as the 0-2 waved at and missed. He got him with the heater. A big punch out to open up the 7th.
It helps the confidence right there. After those 3 runs come across in the inning, in that last inning, you were struggling to get out of the inning, finally able to do so, and now kind of catch your rhythm a little bit here. Get that first down, see if you can't roll it into now a couple more and try to get those bats back to the plate.
Didn't give up a double to the first hitter he's seen. Since then, ground out, strikeout, strikeout. Now in the 9-hole, Stockton Smith, who would love to give himself a win. I'm calling a ball, 1-0. Smith has been throwing very well in relief on the other side, and now he's at the plate trying to help his own cause. 1-0. 1-1.
Can we use slinging it in baseball as well as football, or?
Sure. Here's the 1-1 coming.
Just throw a new one in there.
And now a delayed kind of slap bunt goes foul, and it's 1-2. Just trying to keep him off balance, and Green was a mile away. If that's fair ground, it's a base hit for Smith. But instead, it's 1-2.
He kept him off balance, kept himself off balance, too.
Denton Huddleston, 17 pitches into his relief outing. Here's the 1-2. This one hit hard over at short, and it'll get past Hedrick. And a base hit into right, I would imagine. We'll see how that one's scored. They're in a bad mood in the press box. It's an E6. Smith gets down to first, and the lineup flips over for Chris Adams. if Upperman's up a couple of runs over there, they would have said base
100%.
hit. They're in a bad mood right now. So an E6 on the board. First error of the game for Upperman. And now Smith at first. He does his job out of the 9-hole either way. Chris Adams, 1 for 3. He singled his last time up. Gets his first appearance against Huddleston. Out of the stretch, he delivers in. This one gets away from Wolke. He'll throw down to first, or second rather, not in time. And again, that is now the third ball that's gotten away behind the dish since they flipped the battery. And now a potential go-ahead run in scoring position for Station Camp with 1 out.
Yeah, and a smart decision there by Smith as well. Got a little bit of speed. He doesn't hesitate, able to get up to second base. And like you said, still just the 1 out here in the 7th. They're trying to scrape that go-ahead run across.
Huddleston with a 1-0. This one ripped up the middle. Tough play for Worsing, and he eats it up. Smith heading home. Throw from Hedrick is not in time. Everybody's safe, and the Bison have 5 unanswered. It's 5-4. And that one is going to be back-to-back errors as it was booted over at second. Smith comes around to score, and from 4-0, it's 5-4.
Yeah, it's tough. They had the 1 run in the 5th, kind of got it going a little bit. The 3 across in the 6th, and now the 1 across to take the lead in the 7th. A big one right there, but the threat's still on. Just the 1 out in the inning, and they have really started to find their rhythm at the plate. We talked about it's a good Station Camp team. Whatever the record is, they've been in a lot of 1-run games.
This one ripped up the middle, but an atom ball right at Dalton Mathis, who sticks the glove up, makes the catch for out number 2. And either way, you're going to have to score another run at some point. Yep. Upperman hopes they just need 1 as Caleb Hutzel, who started the party with that double back in the 6th, changed the game. He came around to score a run. He'll climb in here again for his first opportunity against Denton Huddleston, who's trying to get 1 more out and give his team a chance, down 5-4. And now you would definitely think you may have a Carson Shoup reemergence to pinch hit in the bottom half as the runner goes. Throw from Wolke, a pretty good one. The tag in time. Braden Wolke, his arm is still loose, and he bounces back to catch the runner stealing, and that will retire the side, but Station Camp goes in front for the first time. It's 5-4. Last chance for the Bees on the other side. Coverage presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Gentry's Power Equipment is proud to be the presenting sponsor of Upperman Athletics on UCR.
Located at 755 Buffalo Valley Road in Cookeville, Gentry's Power Equipment is your local steel dealer. With a huge selection of outdoor power equipment, including chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, mowers, pressure washers, and more. They are your local one-stop shop for high-quality equipment. Locally owned and operated, Gentry's Power Equipment is proud to support Upperman Athletics and UC. Mayberry's Furniture has been family owned and operated since 1946 and is now serving the Upper Cumberland with locations in both Crossville and Cookeville, offering the largest array of solid wood furniture and mattresses in the area. They also provide a best price guarantee and in-house service and delivery. Stop into their 15,000 square foot showroom at 1020 South Willow Avenue in Cookeville to see their selection of Amish solid wood, flex steel, Tempur-Pedic, Sealy Posturepedic, and much more today. Mayberry's Furniture is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the high school football game of the week on the UCR Media Network.
Sorry, we were just discussing. Mr. Indiana over here thinks Elijah Surratt.
More recently,
Waffle House, I'm always open. That's
more
Chad
recently,
Ochocinco, sir. And now it's Carnell Tate, an actually good receiver. Anyway, 2-3-4 due up for Upperman as they now find themselves down, and they've got a Stockton Smith problem. Back out there, and he has been nails, to steal a phrase. He has 4 strikeouts. He's allowed 1 base runner, and it was
you're not
error
allowed to steal phrases.
in the 5th. I just did. And now Stockton Smith will be trying to slam the door now and earn the victory. He scored the run. He's in line to be the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the game if this result holds. But 2-3-4. As of now, that's Worsing, Allen, and Green due up. And it's Carson Shoup who's holding a bat on deck, so he'll re-enter the game. And it's Worsing, Shoup, and Green, exactly who Upperman wants to have the bats in their hands, needing a run to extend this baseball game.
You couldn't have picked a better 3. The 3 guys that lead the team and runs batted in so far this season. So if you're going to get the job done, it's these 3 you want at the plate. But you said it. Stockton Smith has thrown a couple of innings, and he has been rock solid so far. And we'll see what he can do here in inning number 7 now, trying to close this one out and get the win.
And Chris Worsing, he ripped an RBI double, a 2 RBI double in the 4th inning. And he's first pitch swinging here on the breaking ball, sends it foul out of play.
That was a big one as well. Came with 2 outs, 2 strikes on him, and he was able to drill it out to center field.
The 0-1 coming to Worsing. Breaking ball again, same pitch, same result. Fouled out of play, and this has been the story for Stockton Smith. Ahead of everybody so far, back ahead here, 0-2. He is thrown well, and the defense has woken up behind him after 6 errors early in the contest. The 0-2 to Worsing. Same pitch, this time chopped in the field of play. It's knocked down over at second. Throw to first, not in time. Chris Worsing going to leg it out. And that's going to be a base hit for Worsing, his second in a row, and he does the job. Potential tying run on the base paths, winning run. What a time to finally get your first home run of the season if you're Upperman. As Carson Shoup will come in here against Stockton Smith, who now faces a base runner for the first time since the 5th inning.
Oh, and Shoup is just swinging as well as anybody. He's already been aboard once today, albeit he had to reach with a little bit of help from the defense.
Reached on an error in the first inning. This is his second AB as he watches ball 1. Jackson Green behind, and then Braden Wolke, Denton Huddleston. So plenty of RBI guys lined up here for an Upperman team trying to swing momentum back their own way and get a victory. Here's the 1-0. Good pitch. 1-1.
Yeah, that's not where Shoup wants to swing at it, so you're fine watching that one go outside, even if it's called a strike. You're looking for something you can handle over the middle part of the plate.
Worsing takes his lead at first. Bees down 1 on their home field. They led by as many as 4-0. Now Shoup shows bunt. Pops it out of play. It's 1-2. That is a bad decision. Simply. 1-2. Got the best bat in the order.
Guy's batting .692.
I mean, he's been the best.
4.
He's been maybe the best hitter in the Upper Cumberland in the last 5 games. You got to let him swing. 1-2. What he said. That is perplexing. And now Smith goes ahead of the hitter, 1-2. Went for that breaking ball, and it's 2-2. And I'm pretty sure that pitch was a ball.
Well, the good thing is he fouled it off, so now he doesn't have to bunt with 2 strikes.
Here's the 2-2. He'll rip this one at second. It eats him up again. He'll step on second for 1. Throw to first. No, offline again. So Worsing will be out at second. Shoup able to reach. Fielder's choice and an error likely coming here. It'll be the 7th error of the game for Station Camp. And Shoup will get a runner on for him again.
First of all, some quick feet there from Tyler Turner out in the field to evade that one. It was hit pretty well. What is the second baseman doing? Just flip it to your shortstop. And you got a pretty easy 4.63, you would think. He was able to knock it down. He gets stripped up a little bit at second base, so they give him a little bit of time to kind of get back up. And
Jackson West going to come on and run for Carson Shoup, who reaches for the second time. That time, a fielder's choice and then an error, and now it's Jackson Green.
Are they going to ask about interference?
If Station Camp's asking for interference, it's definitely not.
So, no. No interference.
No. He's in the base paths going towards second.
But, again, none of that happens if you just flip it to your shortstop.
You know, sometimes we leave and say, man, that was a really well-played game.
This is not
going to be one of those evenings when we leave the ballpark. But either way, it's a big first out for Station Camp. Runner at first is West with plenty of speed. And now Jackson Green trying to extend this ball game with 1 out. First pitch misses low. A good job to block it up, and it's 1-0. Just had to get a piece of it, did Hutzel, and he did so. 7 errors.
9 combined.
And Station Camp leads. Here's the 1-0. One misses upstairs. A good take by Green. 2-0. Behind him is Braden Wolke and then Denton Huddleston.
And the good thing is the Bees still have the door open because of it. See if they can take advantage with the runner at first.
2-0. Green takes a healthy hack at that one over the outer third. It's 2-1 as he fouls it back. And it was nearly everybody safe because of the bobble at second. I think that's ultimately why he didn't flip, because it was already kind of out of control. So just go to second, get the sure out. and then try to make the throw to first. Here's the 2-1. Green sends this one foul, and it's 2-2, and he knows that's the one to hit. A little bit frustrated as he resets.
Well, I always go back in my mind in middle school basketball. You have somebody line up on the line, and you have somebody passing the ball. Which is faster, a guy running or a guy passing? Same kind of situation there. You flip it to second, going to be a little quicker, and then you're going to have an easier throw from the shortstop as well to first base.
West takes his lead over at first as a 2-2 count to Jackson Green. Smith delivers. It didn't come out clean. And this is a high-leverage situation. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out, bottom of the 7th.
We talked about it. These are the guys you want up. Green batting .288 on the season, second on the team in runs batted in.
He has reached once on an error so far. 3-2 payoff pitch. That one bounces in, ball 4. Green going to take off, but enough time as West takes a huge turnaround second. Going to have to be careful. And now the potential game-tying run is in scoring position. And we'll see if another runner is going to come on here for Jackson Green as Wes Shanks makes his way towards the home plate umpire.
Well, and the station camp's going to have a visit to the mound as well. Stockton Smith had been so good, and now he's a little bit out of sorts. You've got the error in the inning. You've got runners on first and second. The tying run now at second base. And
Maddox Barnes going to come on and run for Jackson Green. So a little more speed out there. Runners at first and second for the Bees. 1 out. If Barnes scores, Upperman wins. And it's Braden Wolke who will be at the plate. Wolke today reached on an error in the second, walked in the third, reached on an error in the fifth. Thinking, man, that's a lot of errors. It's not even a third of them. 9 total between these two squads. 7 for Station Camp, but they lead 5-4.
Well, an opportunity here for Wolke as well. Started the game on the mound, threw it really well, and then he came behind the plate to catch.
We talked tomorrow on the high school baseball game of the week. Gordonsville and Upperman in this field. Well, Gordonsville will be coming in off a 26-0 victory over Red Bowling Springs tonight.
Goodness.
On the SK Creation Scoreboard. Out of the mound visit, first pitch swinging for Wolke. Foul tips it into the mitt, 0-1. And Wolke kind of does what Mauricio Dubon does for the Braves, which is step out with that first step, which can lead pitchers to throw away. Maybe he can battle in here. The 0-1. This one bounces and gets away from the catcher. Game-winning run in scoring position now for Upperman. Tying run just 90 feet away. Absolutely no chance behind the dish for Hutzel. And now Wolke. And we'll see if the temptation is there to the bunt side. That would not be a popular decision in the press box. Hopefully the microphone is picking me up right now as it's 1-1 for Wolke. Here comes the pitch. He swings away and sends it up into the air in foul territory, 1-2. All Wolke has to do, up into the air, in the outfield, and the game will tie.
All you got to do is get that run home from third and extend. They give yourself a chance to win it with Barnes at second base.
Denton Huddleston on deck, Braden Wolke at the plate. Potential winning run in scoring position. The 1-2 waved at and missed. A big bounce back for Stockton Smith. And now the Bees are down to their final out tonight. And it's the young man who we just called a ball player. He's 0 for 3 tonight. But Denton Huddleston will try to give himself a victory on the mound and a victory for his team with a base hit. Stockton Smith trying to slam the door.
Feels like a very similar opportunity here for Huddleston that he had in Crossville against Stone Memorial last Monday. Was able to play 2 runs in that one on a base hit back up the middle.
First pitch is a good one. Fastball at the knees. That may be the best pitch Denton gets to hit. It's 0-1. He has struck out twice, grounded into a double play, and it is 5 punch-outs in relief for Stockton Smith. Here comes the 0-1 to Huddleston. Foul tipped, and the Bees are into their final strike. It's 0-2.
Maddox Barnes is taking a lead that's almost halfway to third base as well. He's getting as far over as Johnson at shortstop.
I imagine
on that secondary.
Upperman wouldn't hate to catch him in a rundown because then the runner could come home. You could try to manufacture a run in a very unorthodox way, but that is dangerous.
Look at that lead.
It is monstrous. Here comes the 0-2 to Huddleston. That one misses low and in, and you better swing at anything close. It's 1-2.
He got that right.
You better swing at anything in the area code of the strike zone. If it's within all good of here. Here comes the 1-2. Swung on and missed in the dirt. They'll have to make the throw. Interference as Huddleston hit it, I believe.
Or was it interference on the catcher?
Oh, my goodness. And Huddleston is called out. I believe Huddleston hit the ball on his way out of the box. He kicked the ball, which would be an automatic out. That's exactly what it is. So Stockton Smith gets his 6th punch out, and Station Camp rallies back from a 4-0 deficit. They win here on the road in Baxter 5-4.
Yeah, it's just a gutting loss right there. You had a 4-0 lead, you had a 4-1 lead, and unable to close it out. A 5-4 win. Tip of the cap to Station Camp. Stayed with it the whole time. Just could not get anything going at the plate against Braden Wolke. You stay up there, you grind it out. You're finally able to get some offense going against him, and you get into the bullpen. We said that's what they needed to do. That's what they did, just to see somebody else out there. They were able to take advantage, and then Stockton Smith is able to come in and close the door. Bees had their chances, just unable to get the job done.
The Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game tonight. It's got to be Stockton Smith, no doubt about it.
Yeah, I like him right there as well. Obviously, he comes in. He threw it really well in his first couple of innings, able to close it out and scores the game-winning run as well. So he is indeed your Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game, but not the kind of taste you want left in your mouth for the Bees. You're going to have an opportunity tomorrow night in the high school baseball game of the week to get rid of it immediately as you get ready for postseason.
High school baseball game of the week tomorrow, and it is a collision. Gordonsville, one of the best single-A teams in the state of Tennessee, 16-6, coming to town to take on the 15-14 Upperman Bees. First pitch set for 6 o'clock. It'll be live on the main UCR Facebook page, YouTube channel, and NFHS Network. I'll be here. Jacob will be here. Cameron will be here as well. Station Camp comes back from a 4-0 deficit to take this one 5-4. That'll do it for us tonight. Keep your eyes on UpperCumberlandReporter.com for the latest coverage of high school sports throughout the area. Final score, Station Camp 5, Upperman 4. We say so long from Baxter.